Welcome to the channel, everybody. My name is Ryan and we are live streaming. This is, of course, RimWorld. This is not my first live stream for RimWorld, but it's been a while since I live streamed this one. Normally I do Let's Play series for RimWorld, and I've got several of them on the channel, so if you're watching the VOD and you get finished with it and you still want more content, check the description below. I've got a bunch of playlists for all my other series down there. Plus, if anybody's interested, the mod pack for this live stream is also down there too. So, as I've mentioned though in the thumbnail or in the title of the video, we've got RimWorld of Magic. That's going to be the primary one. Hey, Mr. Tennessee Living, what's up? How you doing, my friend? Just getting started, buddy. Good to see you. Good to see you, my friend. Appreciate you always commenting on the videos and stuff, my friend. So we are jumping into a brand new run. Hey, what's going on, Peter? Nice to see you, buddy. Yep, we are jumping into some RimWorld. I'll just go through the mods real quick, but playing some Terraria. Nice. Man, when's that new update coming out? I'm looking forward to it. I've been trying to wait until they release, I think, 1.4.5. I'm going to jump back into it then at that point, but let's just scroll through the list here. We've got, as you can see, quite a few mods installed. Some of the big ones would be Altered Carbon. We've also got Vanilla Genetics expanded for animals. There's a lot of quality of life stuff here. If you're familiar with my Let's Play series, you'll have seen a lot of these, of course. There's fun ones like Thrumbo Extension. That's a really cool one. We got a bunch of vanilla stuff. Some vanilla expanded, some not. I'm a fan of a lot of their work. Some of it I don't play with, but recently discovered my channel. Love the RimWorld content. Right on, Peter. Appreciate you. Glad to hear that, my friend. RimWorld is one of those games that I plan on always keeping on my channel, whether we do live streams or I'm making, edited series for it. We'll always have some sort of RimWorld content going on. But for today's colony, might as well jump right into it. We got 4 people here. Welcome, everybody. Good to see you. Let's go and get started. So we're just going to do standard playthrough. My last series was Losing is Fun, 500% difficulty. I think we're going to scale it back a little bit for the live stream, just because I'd like to maybe survive for a little while longer. Let's see. So the Anomaly. Let's start action. I do kind of want to get into some more Anomaly content. In my previous playthrough, Blue's Return, I kind of avoided it to a degree. Was sad to see Blue's story come to an end the way it did. I know, unfortunately, Peter, that 500% difficulty scale is no joke. It's no joke, my friend. Randy will start throwing mechs at you left and right. But this time we're going to scale it back a little bit, so we'll be able to get into the building and the social aspect more. Of course, see more of the technologies and stuff. Let's see. I think maybe we'll just go for the standard crash-landed start. That's good. I'm going to try and mix it up here, do something different. I think instead of Randy, we're going to go with the Cassie playthrough, Cassandra Classic. Yeah, I don't always go with her. In fact, I rarely do. My nemesis is Randy, but for the live streams, we'll do something a little different, you know? All right, let's see here. Oh, and don't worry, Peter. I've got plans on Blue returning, so he's going to come back in a future series. In fact, probably my next playthrough. Let's see. So we're going Blood and Dust. I'm going to do reload any time, but we're not going to do like any save scumming or anything like that. So we're going to play as though it's commitment mode. But just so I can back it up and stuff like that for recording purposes, I'm going to do reload anytime. Cassie. Yeah, my intention with Blue was that, since he was kind of reincarnated from my first couple of videos ever posted on the channel, after he died in that one, he's going to start a new colony in a different, set of mods. I'm not going to spoil it or anything like that, but it is going to be a very different setup for Blue, but it's still going to be Blue. He's going to be on his own and have to build the colony up. Is this another medieval magic series? Science fantasy with both tech and magic? The latter. Good question, Peter. I thought about doing a medieval magic, but I didn't want to mess around with changing out a bunch of the mods and stuff. So this is just high tech with magic on top of it, essentially. And if you're familiar with that Blues Return series, this is essentially that same mod pack, except with magic on top of it. So, all right, we're going to go with Discworld. Any Terry Pratchett fans out there? Oh, I spelled it wrong. Discworld. There we go. All right. Thunder, the Barbarian style. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yep. Oh, there's a lot of mods in this one, and a lot of them are just quality of life stuff that, that I basically have to play with. I'm going to turn pollution down and population up. We're going to add... We'll add a rough Outlander union, and let's go ahead and remove the Gentle tribe, and we're going to add a Fierce tribe. No, we'll add just a straight Fierce tribe. Okay. This world rides upon the back of a giant turtle. That's right, my friend. That's right. It does. And it has many small gods. What's your favorite book, Peter? Mine is Small Gods, and probably, is it Witches? What's the one? It's The Weird Sisters. The Weird Sisters. Yeah, that one's really good. All right, so we're looking good. I usually just keep it at 30% global coverage. Let's generate it, boys. Let's go. Welcome, everybody, to this stream. Good to see y'all. Playing some RimWorld today, but don't worry for anybody of the Cataclysm fans. That will return. In fact, I'll probably be doing some Cataclysm streams this weekend. But I'm also planning on doing RimWorld too. So we're going to be doing RimWorld and Cataclysm streams, just different days, basically. All right, let's see here. So I do know this map fairly well. Well, the seed for it, I should say. Blues Return, the series for that, was actually right here. It was one of these right here. It was the one that's marble and granite. It was this one. So this is Blues Tile, the one that we played on in the jungle. Of course, we're going to go something different. I really like Boreal Forest. Let's go with the little Boreal Forest. And I think we'll do an open flat area this time. I always go with mountainous regions, but sometimes it's good to mix it up, try and do something different. Keep it lively. So really all I'm looking for now is marble granite, which we just found. Let's see. Maybe we can search around a little bit more and find a 30 of 60-day growing time. The deep dark forest makes for an awesome setting. What is that? That sounds like a modded biome to me. I don't think I don't have any mods that add special biomes. Deep dark forest, is that? Yeah, that's... Wait, no, that's with Rim of Magic. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Wait, I don't have any. Why did it not spawn any? I swear I installed the mod. Yeah, I know it's installed because I changed some of the rarities on it. Huh, that's weird. Maybe it's just a rare biome and I needed to open up like 50 or 100% of the world to see some. I think it's from... Yeah, you're right, Peter. 100%. With those damn strats. That's right. Those things are super annoying. Well, unfortunately, I don't see any. We're just going to go with the Boreal for now. Yeah, that's weird. Might just be an unlucky seed in that sense. But, oh, and also I'm going to bump this up a little bit. All right, so I'm just looking for a 30 of 60 day. We probably want to go south. There we go. So this is 30, this region right here. We got marble, granite, and limestone. It's got proximity to some other settlements, but many of them are hostile. This one we could potentially trade with. Okay, there's no empire really nearby, but that's... you can't have everything. I think our closest empire is here. So just kind of planning it out, just getting a lay of the land. Let's see. With those strats, this one's basically half the year grow on, half the year off. So not either. It's not either summer or winter all year. It's kind of a mix. All right, but it will be overall colder. Like during the summer months, it'll probably be a colder region. All right, let's go to the next. Now, I was thinking about this. What do we do with our ideology? I think I'm just going to do fluid. We'll just go with the fluid and instead of spending 30 minutes building up an ideology, we'll develop it as we play. That's always, I think that's a fun way to go. But we do need to set a few choices. So we'll go embodied theist. This right here doesn't make a difference at all. I just like embodied theist. I think it's a cool idea. All right, let's see here. Maybe a bit of friendly cannibalism. We could. Cannibalism is a good it's a really good meme. I mean, well, we'll develop it as we go though, but that's definitely in the cards. Now, the one I'm going to put up is no, I'm looking for my production special. Oh, I think it's human primacy. Yeah, this is the one we want because it unlocks the production specialist. Some delicious long pig. That's right. Oh my God. We'll get there. You know, I wonder what actual pork like the porky, what are they called? The pigkins. Pigkins. Do you think they taste like chicken or something weird? Probably. All right, let's move on. Let's move on before I get dinged by YouTube. All right, so we do need to set a couple of things here. We're gonna I want to get rid of that. Okay, I don't care about any of this really. The name's not important, symbols, whatever. Background doesn't matter. Let's look at this. So organ use, acceptable. Cannibalism, acceptable. Let's see here. I saw a mod that changed the different types of meat you get from butchering various xenotypes. Oh, that's kind of a cool idea. Yeah, that would be a cannibal playthrough's holiday, right? That would be just like you could do all kinds of different recipes, I'm sure. Weird and wild stuff here in the RimWorld, guys. It's not for the faint of heart, I'll tell you that much. Okay, we'll leave that. Skull spikes, desired, that's always good. It's just an extra little mood boost that you can give them for some real easy and quick building time. Okay, I think we're okay. I'm going to leave research where it's at. We won't necessarily start off eating people, but maybe, you know, if we get low on food. All right, now we definitely want to add some rolls here, adjust these rolls. So, what I always do, just to make it easy here, is I remove the clothing requirement. And again, I don't really care about the name or any of that. As long as we've got the right ones, and currently this is the only ones we can have, so we're set. Now the rituals are important, and I do get very particular about these. So I removed the funeral ritual. In my opinion, that one just takes up a spot for rituals. Doesn't offer much benefit. I don't even know if it gives us points towards our ideology or not, but it's not, you know, you don't always necessarily have pawns dying, so it's just not a great ritual in my opinion. But we will add Social Festival, Sky Lantern Festival, Symbol Burning, Christmas Tree Party, which of course is going to require us to put the effigy and the tree up. I'm going to remove the symbol. I'm going to say a small altar. Have you ever done the relics quest for religion? I have. I don't know if they've added anything with 1.5. I should say I've never done it post 1.5. I will say that. I think I did them like right when they came out, probably right around, would that be royalty or ideology? I think they were added with ideology, obviously. Yeah, royalty didn't have them, that's right. Okay, anyway. Let's see here. Oh, okay, so we're doing our rituals. Now, we're going to set every one of these so that I can do them at any time. I want maximum control, and the reward for each one is going to be a random recruit. Same right across the board. Anytime, random recruit. That one's good to go. Edit. Anytime, random recruit. Now, of course, the reason I choose random recruit across the board is just because as you get later and later in your playthrough, it becomes harder and harder, especially when you get more pawns to actually recruit people. So this way it just ups your chances of getting those really good pawns you want to add. All right, let's add this one. Anytime, random recruit. Edit. Anytime, random recruit. There we go. Good to go. Do you like the hospitality mod? I do. Yeah, it plus the other additional part, like the registers one, the spa, casino. I did a playthrough where I really tried to get into it a lot, but I got a little too ambitious. But we had fun with it. That was my Hussar and High Mate series. All right, so we're good here. Yeah, hospitality is included in this playlist, or in this mod list. The base one. I don't know if I added like the casino ones and stuff, but yeah, it's a lot of fun for sure. It's another great way of recruiting pawns too, if you have some good social pawns. Okay, so we can go into prepare carefully if we want. I'm actually leaning more towards just going with some of the random recruits. These three look pretty damn good. Okay, let's just look at our overall. I love how they've added the team skills down here. This is so helpful. So we're pretty low on cooking and mining, but that's okay because we're literally in a plains. Construction is pretty pathetic. Other than that, we're solid. But I mean, construction and cooking are kind of important. Let's look at our people here. So we could develop our boy here into the cook. Croco. Jan Schneider, Croco. I like your name, Croco. Let's stick with him. Yeah, he can cook, and then when he's not working, I like how he's a psychopath with a high social. That's kind of weird. All right, and Yuki. What are we looking at you, Yuki? Plants and animals. I like it with the little medical background. We got a brawler here. That's cool. When you find a good pawn with decent traits, name one after me for sure, Peter. I will. I want to know how my fate unfolds in this world. You got it, my friend. I sure will. All right, Kimoko, Kimmy. Trigger happy kind. I like these pawns. All right, I think we're going. Let's see. I mean, health-wise, they're fine. She's single. These two are engaged, right? Yeah, these two are engaged. She's got an old wound on her neck, but other than that, everybody's good to go. I don't think any of them start with any items. I could be wrong about that. I'm not sure if it lists it. Yuki is solid. Yeah, she is. It's nice having a brawler too. I mean, it can kind of hurt a little bit in early game defenses because we're going to be using a lot more range probably right off the bat, but we're sticking with it. I like these three. Super lucky starting pawns. Like if we didn't have any mods installed, this would be a phenomenal start. All right, let's go. We're loading up, boys and girls. Let's do it. Anybody interested in the mod pack, it is linked in the description down below. I'm also going to put, eventually, once I start doing more live streams, I'm going to have a VOD list for this live stream and all the other RimWorld ones linked below too. So if you're watching the stream after the fact, it should be down there. All right, here we go. The only thing I hate about the crash landed scenario is the way that it like starts. Some of our gear is like spread out. Some of the steel is like just scattered. Anyway, small annoyance. So let's see, let's go do some housekeeping stuff real quick with our schedules. I just like to push that back a little bit. Okay, let's go to work real quick. I'm going to set up manual. No surgery for you, my friend. We'll leave all the surgery to our Dr. Kimmy. All right, let's just go through and set our work tab real quick. It's annoying, but once we've got it set, it's for the betterment of the colony. That's what we got. All right, here we go. Now magic, we'll turn that off until we're ready to start messing with it. Same way for entertaining. I'll just turn that off for now. because we're not gonna be doing guests right away, at least until we were ready for them. Okay. Now, who did we say? Yeah, Croco, you're gonna be our cook, buddy. And so that's a very important job. You need to be on top of it. Now they've got. Okay, Yuki will be the hunter. So that's going to be a number 1 for her. Oh my god, look at this. We have 1 construction person and they suck at it. That's going to be a little bit rough. Must keep the dog alive. That was my first thought, was I was going to butcher the dog, bro. What are you talking about? Oh, that dog's good meat right there. All right, let's see. Pretty much don't worry about mining. That's going to be important. I'll leave the production or the crafting for now. Okay, let's do this. Okay, we're almost done with our tab here. Let's see, Kimmy. Won't worry about stone cutting just yet. Okay, so training's a no. We're gonna say research is a 2. Yeah, research is a 2. All right, everybody's good here. Let's see, dog is fine meal the Patriot. I love that movie. Is that the? I remember that line. Is that the Patriot? Yeah, you're right. You're right. All right, so she's our melee person. Come grab the knife. Kimmy's definitely our shooter, so she gets the bolt action. Croco. I would make Croco the hunter, but I like to separate it so that the person doing the cooking is not also the person out there hunting, you know? Hey, Lord Enix is here. I'd take an animal handler after me. Oh, you want an animal handler named after you, buddy? You got it, Lord. We'll see how it goes. Let's see. Right now, our animal handler is Yuki. Is that what you meant? Okay, gotcha. Definitely the Patriot. Yep, dog is. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm picturing the scene now. Okay, let's go grab your weapons, kids. Yuki, I'm gonna force you to wear the helmet. It's a stylish helmet. You're also gonna have to wear those. Okay, and wear the flak vest. All right, we got a couple other things to do real quick. Set the dog for training. Also set him not to receive any medical. Or only no medicine, I should say. You don't think you've seen Mel Gibson? It was like his big post-Braveheart movie. It's like equally as long, and it tries to be as epic as Braveheart, but it's like set in the American Revolutionary times. Let's see here. Might have been a little bit before. Yeah, it was... There was a Mailman movie. The only Mailman movie I can think of was with Kevin Costner, called The Postman. Or was that what that was called? Can't remember. It was based on a book, though, but it's like a post-apocalyptic... Yeah, that's based on a novel, The Postman. Yep. The book is way better than the movie, obviously. Like, there are some movies, like, I would argue that the movie for Fight Club, for instance, is better than the book. Maybe that's just because I'm biased, because I saw the movie like 10 times before I read the book, but that's one of those. Postman, I recommend the book. The movie, All right, let's see. So our doctor should be carrying 2. And I think Croco was our backup, right? So we'll have them carry 2. Let's see. Tom Petty is it? Yes, Tom Petty is in it playing himself. That's right. He's like Lord of the Sanctuary or whatever. President Richard Starkey. Now I do want to go watch that movie again. I'm not sure which was better, Waterworld or Postman. Well, I gotta say Postman probably because Tom Petty's in it playing himself. That's freaking hilarious. Okay, let's get serious here. Let's go into our social policy real quick. A couple of things I'd like to always change here. We're not going to let them get boozed up. Wait. Yeah, that should be on. I'm not going to let them use smoke leaf or any alcohol. We will have them use Psychite tea for happiness. And we'll have them do it every 2 days if their mood drops below 51. Close enough. Close enough. All right, let's see. Waterworld for sure. Dennis Hopper is so good. That dude he was such a crazy guy in real life. Like I was just recently, you mentioned him. I was recently watching a little documentary about the filming of Apocalypse Now with Dennis Hopper in it. And of course, Marlon Brando is a nut job too on the set, but apparently Dennis Hopper couldn't be on set with Marlon Brando at the same time. Like they both hated each other. I think it was him and Marlon. Might have been him and Martin Sheen. I can't remember, but anyway. Yeah, so much history there. But Dennis Hopper's great. Let's see here. We will do garden coffee, fruit juice teas. Those are acceptable. And once we get some go juice going, I want all my pawns to carry one go juice with them. So we'll set that up. Right now we don't have any, but it's still good to get it ready. Oh, and one more thing. Once we start getting penoxycyllin, I want them to take one penoxycyllin every 5 days. That just helps prevent diseases and stuff. Dry land is a myth. I've sailed farther than most can dream, and I've never seen it. Whatever, Mutie. You're a Mutie. Nobody trusts you, Mutie. Oh, what a movie. What a movie. Okay, let's see. So we're set. I think we've got all our housekeeping stuff, chores done. Let's take a look at the map here. Where's the anima tree? Well, actually, I guess since we're not tribals, we probably don't need to worry too much about that, do we? You got an artistic background. Artistic. Anybody been enjoying the Fallout series? We're talking movies and TV and stuff. I've watched a few episodes of that. I'm actually enjoying it quite a bit. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. Okay, so I'm thinking we probably just pick a spot here centralized, but one thing I'm not seeing is much fertile soil. God, look at these piddly little patches. So this is our biggest chunk, and it's right by the edge of the map. That's not great. Should try Waterworld, RimWorld. Wait, is there a mod for Waterworld and RimWorld? I mean, I know I've seen people like design their own maps so it's just like an island and stuff. That would be kind of cool, though. It's definitely something that's more doable in Dwarf Fortress, but that's a whole different discussion. All right, so I think we'll just set up right by this, even though, like I said, this is pretty pathetic in terms of little fertile soil, but it's better than nothing. All right, so we'll set this up as rice, and over here, of course, this needs to be medicine. Now, I think what I'll do is we'll set up a patch next to it. Let's start with a little bit of pincushion cactus, because that actually gives us fruit. And of course, fruit gives them a little mood bonus. Whenever they have fruit with one of their meals, they feel good about it. And down here, we're going to do some cotton. Cotton's important for certain early game recipes. And over here, this is going to be for our psychite, or psychoid. There we go. All right, so our garden area is pretty set up. Let's see. I have my doubts about it. It takes a bit to get going, but it's actually really good. Oh, okay. Let's see here. Yeah, I know a lot of folks did have doubts about it. I mean, I have doubts about everything that is put out by Hollywood these days. Good, just on sheer quality alone. But I think I heard that they're talking about doing a Goonies remake or a Goonies 2 or something. And I'm just thinking, please don't ruin that movie. Please don't. Just don't do it, For the love of God, just leave it alone. But I don't know. Maybe there are kids these days who should be exposed to the Goonies. You and me both 100% sucks. Yeah, Goonies is sacred. I know, man. I'm telling you what, dude. I used to love that movie. Just let the kids watch the old Goonies. No. Sound like an old fogey. But you know what it is Hollywood is afraid to try new IP because, well, they don't want to lose money, obviously. But you know what the solution to that is? Don't make your budgets hundreds of millions of dollars. Make a movie for like 4 million, and then you don't have to worry about like, you know, selling billions of tickets worldwide and all that garbage. But all right, anyway, so let's see here. We got some folks chopping. Let's set up a little zone. I'm going to do a stockpile zone. Just let me look around real quick. I'm actually seeing this little room right here. This could be a nice little spot. Help us get started with some extra, with some free structures. Let's go ahead and grab it. We'll claim it so that our people will actually repair this stuff. Okay. Also, ooh, there's a couple things I need to do. Let's turn that off. Okay. And automatic rebuild. Yep, that's what I want on. Close up these zones here. All right, let's see exactly. Alien Romulus was decent. Made a good profit since it was made over 350. Was made for 80. Really, that's all they spent on it. Interesting. Are you ever, Peter? Do you ever watch a YouTube channel called Red Letter Media? You ever watch RLM? That's where I watch a lot of my movie reviews and stuff. They don't review every movie, obviously, that comes out, but I rely on them quite a bit for their opinions. So, we're going to be working with mostly wood for the moment. But that's okay. I think since we've got a zone with this little wall here, I agree with most of what they say and disagree with some, but I love their... I know, their reviews, half in the bag, those are good, bad, take them or leave them, but like, best of the worst, that series that they do, I freaking love those episodes, dude. I watch them like the night they come out. Film Threat is where I get my review. Awesome, dude. I'll have to check that one out, Mr. TN. Film Threat. Yeah, I'll have to look that one up. Yeah, because half the time I'll just watch movie reviews, and I almost don't watch movies anymore unless it's just on streaming or something. I do not go to the theaters. Okay, so we've actually got a couple here with us, don't we? Croco, how do you feel about your fiance right now, my man? Your hair could use a little cut. You're a little disheveled. Maybe your fiance would like that. Okay, yeah. Yuki and our boy Croco. So, oh, look. He's got a son. Oh, Boris Morgan. It's a funny name for your son there, Croco. So, let's see. We've got to place a nice little double sleeping spot for the happy couple right there. Oh, yes. Sleep in the dirt. Let's see. Best of the worst is basically what me and my friends on Discord all the time takes me back to Mystery Science Theater 3000 days. Hell yeah, dude. Used to watch that with my dad and my brother all the time. I'm surprised more channels don't do the, hey, let's watch a B movie and laugh at it and make fun of it, you know, genre, like Mystery Science Theater did. Started that kind of genre off, because it is so funny, dude. Maybe you just need a certain group of people, like Rich and, you know, Mike and Jay, but yeah, super highly recommended to anybody. Okay, so Hunter lacks suitable weapon. Yuki. Wait, did I say Yuki up as the hunter? I meant Kimmy. Wait a second. So she's a brawler with no passion or shooting skill. Then when I go to hunt, she's got a 5.5 with a double passion? Well, I'm confused by that. What? I was under the conception that this was related to the shooting, or that her hunting was related to shooting. I don't know. Oh well. I've learned something today. Let's see, question. I've seen other streamers claim ancient wall structures in RimWorld and uninstall and reinstall it elsewhere to help create a quick building. Is that possible? Yeah, that's what I'm doing right here, my friend. So these buildings that are just on the map, like over here, yeah, you could absolutely. In fact, we'll probably do that for the steel right here. Yeah, I hope that answers your questions, but it's up to the person. I will Probably end up moving and deconstructing most of this, but for an early game start, it's definitely the way to go. Let's throw down a little bit of recreation. I'm gonna put a horseshoe pin, put it like right over here. All right, Croco, work on that, my friend. And you can use the old vases and tombs to help with beauty. Let's see here. So if we hit T, that brings up the beauty meter. Yes, this actually does give a beauty of 6 to this square right here. Alternately, we can look at it and it'll tell us the beauty. So it's 5 for the urn plus 1 for the ground or the flooring that's underneath it. That's why it says 6 there. But yeah, you can do that 100%. Typically what I do is I will deconstruct this. See, this one's made of steel, so it'll give us a little bit of resource and stuff. Yeah, it's very helpful, very helpful. And let me see if we can find one. Okay, occasionally, Peter, and you might be aware of this, I don't know, but there are ancient dangers on the map. So you can see here, this structure is actually sealed. Right? Oh, you're aware of these. Okay, yeah. So that will have enemies in it. Anything from insects to mechs to flesh beasts, but there's also loot inside of these too. So at some point we'll probably break into that. Might not be the first thing we do, but there are easy ways to deal with ancient dangers too, which we'll get into eventually. I only recently got into RimWorld, been watching as much as I can. I plan to download the game, playing soon. Hell yeah, buddy. I highly recommend it. In my list of top 10 like all-time games, RimWorld is like in the top 5, maybe the top 3. I've got close to 4,000 hours into the game, but a lot of that is downtime. Just like because I've got, you know, hundreds of mods installed, so it can take about 5 minutes to load up the game. So typically what I'll do is just leave it on, or I used to when I'd play this game a lot. I would just like leave it on all day so I didn't have to load it up. All right, so I see Kimmy's not doing much, kind of wandering. Let's see if we can start getting some tables set. All right, so the butcher table's going to go right here. Okay, now we're going to do a fueled stove. We'll put that right here. Okay, I'm going to forbid that one for now. We don't need it right away. And of course, this is all just quick stuff. We're just slapping it down, get it built, and we'll move it all around, redesign our place. But we just need to get some shelter going. I plan on using your mod list. Right on, my friend. Appreciate that. Let's see, is the game prone to lots of crashes or bugs? No, with the mods, not at all. I've had issues in the past, I'm not going to lie to you. You know, when you play with mods, sometimes you do, but most of the time, no. As long as you read through those, you know, descriptions and look for any conflicts, you know, because the game's been out, the modding community is so well established that, like, there are certain mods that don't play well with others. For instance, one of those would be Combat Extended, which changes the combat system a bit in the game, the way guns fire and stuff like that. So you just got to be careful and look through the mods to see if there's any conflicts. But no, they've made it really, really straightforward and easy these days with the mods. Used to be a pain in the ass, but I would say no. And man, let me tell you what, there's no better feel. I feel like when I was a kid and it was my birthday and my mom would take me to like a Toys R Us and she'd be like, all right, you can pick out like 5 toys, whatever you want, 5 of anything, you know, and it's like a little shopping spree. That's how I feel when I get on the RimWorld workshop page and I'm looking for new mods to play, like start a new run or something. And I'm just going through all these hundreds of different mods. Some of them just like complete overhauls of the game and stuff. Is there a third-party mod manager for RimWorld? No. Well, it's already built in. There's no third-party mod manager, but you don't have to go through the Steam Workshop. You can go to the official forums for Ludeon, and they have a whole mod section. But that does require manual installation of the mods. It is much easier and more streamlined on the Steam Workshop. And I'm pretty sure it's almost identical in terms of the mods available on Steam and the mods available on the forums. There might be a few like X-rated mods. I know there's one in particular that is not available on Steam that you could probably only get through the forums or whatever, but majority of the family-friendly ones, I should say, are just normal. But yeah, I use the workshop, 100%. All right, let's see. Let me know if the music's too loud for you guys too. I normally don't play with the music turned on when I'm recording a Let's Play. I'll just like layer that over during editing, but just watching the sound levels right now. Looks okay. Let me know if it's too loud. All right, so we need a little bed for our dog too. We're gonna keep this guy alive. Oh look, I just noticed they have a baby sleeping spot. For the parents who can't get enough wood together to build a crib, put your baby on the floor and let him sleep in the dirt. I'm sure every parent has considered that. Okay, let's see. There we go. Dog can sleep right at the foot of the birch tree there. So we've got ourselves a research bench. We've got to assign a research, though, or choose a research for that to be active. I think our best bet is to go for pemmican. The ability to make long-term preserved food is very important. All right, let's do that. Also, we're going to, yeah, we're okay on food. This scenario starts with 43 packaged survivals, but I mean, we will definitely need to start food production before just about anything else. Did Anomaly change what kind of threats are in Ancient Dangers? No, they did. It did add flesh beasts. So now it's mechs, bugs, or flesh beasts. Okay, let's see. Do forever. Details. Bring that right down to there. And no human-like. We want all animal corpses harvested. I want all entity corpses harvested. Yeah, okay. Good enough. And we want that dropped on the floor. Alright, that's looking good. Now, how much wood did we get? I need to open up my resource drop-downs here. Alright, we got 118. They're working on it. Let's go ahead and finish off our structure with a little bit of wood here. Okay, so that's essentially our, what's it called? This is going to be our little stockpile area for now. Whoops. There we go. It's amazing the amount of management and customization you can do every single task in this game. I know. Yep. It's, of course, inspired by Dwarf Fortress, among other games. And Dwarf Fortress is just like that. Like, it's crazy. The amount of granularity you can get to in controlling. It's great, though, for people who love this kind of resource management, colony builder game. RimWorld's the top. Do I like RimWorld better? Yes, I do. Than Dwarf Fortress? Yeah, I do. Although, I have to say I've never played adventure mode for Dwarf Fortress, which is like a whole other type of play, you know? So, I don't want to say that RimWorld is better. I like it better. But just in terms of the amount of playtime a person could get out of the game, they're probably pretty close to equal, you know? And I think I will try adventure mode once it comes out on Steam. But, I mean, before the days of Dwarf Fortress on Steam, it was very difficult to play that game. The user interface was like, it was difficult to control. Let's just put it that way. It was not like I hate to say it, but it wasn't a well-designed user interface, and I'm sure the devs kind of acknowledged that. It was pieced together over many years and stuff like that, but the Steam version is head and shoulders much better than it once was. So if you are interested in Dwarf Fortress, pick it up on Steam for sure. And I don't know if like development on the old version's been abandoned or anything like that, but they're definitely working a lot on the newer version. Wait, we don't want to use slate. Let's see, adventure mode is it already out? Thank you for telling me that. So I'm so behind. I swear I've been waiting for Core Keeper to come out for months and months and months. And I didn't even know it was out. Somebody told me in a stream, just like you just told me this. Oh, the mechanics in RimWorld for sure, 100%. Let's see this actually. Right there. I don't love that, but we're going to move. Oh, look, Marlin. I didn't realize you already had a name. Marlin, huh? Wait, is it Marilyn? I'm going to call you Marlin because I can just, that sounds better. All right, so he's unrestricted. That's fine for now. Let's go ahead and hit up our zones. We're going to do the home zone here. And we need one there. Good, good, good. I'll go ahead and put a little bit of a home zone around our garden too. Now, why has no one come down here to do this yet? Ah, that would be the reason. Okay, let's switch Yuki to a 2 on construction stuff. We definitely need to get that planting done right away. Let's see. Marlon Brano. Where'd you come up with that? Oh, okay. That's a good name, actually. Let's see here. We go to our training. Marlon Brano. There we go. Got it. Very good. It's a handsome dog for sure. Just like Marlon Brando. Alright, so they haven't trained him at all. Let's see. The dog is a hell of an actor. Yes, he is. He's inspired many other actors. How many mods? We're talking hundreds here, my friend. We're talking mods for days. I can't really show the complete list, but if we go to the options, we can see, of course, these are just the ones that have mod options with them, but some of the primary ones would be Altered Carbon, of course, RimWorld of Magic, that's on here. I've got some Vanilla Genetics expanded going. There's a few others. Oh, we've got Alpha Animals, of course, tons of quality of life stuff. And if anybody's interested, the complete mod pack is linked in the description below. It's actually for my previous series. I didn't really change anything except just add the RimWorld of Magic, but that's it. We're looking at a ton of them, my friend. The vast majority are quality of life stuff. But those are the best kind. Let me tell you, those are the ones that when the game becomes updated and like all mods are out of date for a week or two, those are the ones that it's hardest to play without. Let me tell you what, I can do without like a Vanilla Genetics expanded for a couple of months, but the Allow Tool mod, it's like I feel like I'm playing with one hand tied behind my back without that sucker. All right, so let's come down here. You still haven't planted. Yuki. Oh, she's harvesting trees. Okay, well, that's my fault. Yuki, let's cancel your tree chopping duties because you've chopped enough, my friend. Let's gather all that in. Kimmy's over here just cleaning. Let's see, what does the Allow tool do? Did you add the forbidden one? No, I didn't. No, I didn't. So, I'd like to play with that one. I've never played with that one, but we were just talking about it. I don't believe it's available on Steam, and that's the one. That's where I get all my mods from. So the Allow tool adds a bunch of functions you're seeing right down here in our orders tab. It adds things like the strip mining, for instance. So this is an ability if you hate having to go through and set your strip mining tunnels yourself, you can do it with this tool. Of course, it only works over mineable surfaces like this. It also adds things like allow all, so you can just click forbid selection like this and drag it. Adds a whole bunch of stuff, my friend. It's the picture for it is a Swiss Army knife. Like that's the little picture on the workshop, and I think that's a very appropriate icon because it does a lot of stuff. Yeah, Allow to must be vanilla. Well, what's funny is there's some parts of it are now vanilla. Like this right here, the ability to just click and designate the entire ore vein, that used to be strictly the Allow tools function, but now they put it in vanilla in 1.5. So they are slowly adding some function. I feel like there was something else too they added recently, but either way, it's a great mod. It's one of those that, can't play without. Also, one of them that's like I have trouble playing without is the camera mod that allows you to zoom out real far, but it also allows you to zoom in real close. And of course, it's really great for recording and stuff. But I tell you, just like I love being able to get right up and look at my people, see what they're doing, watch them work over their shoulder, yell at them. So the camera mod's great. Let's see. Oh, and it also has features like we can set hotkeys for certain camera positions, so I can just jump right back no matter where I'm at on the map. Let's see. What do you think of RimWorld is lacking that you would like to see added? Boy, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. I don't know if there's anything specific. I mean, I'm sure I could think of some stuff if given enough time, but I've got my criticisms of the game. I wasn't the biggest fan of the Anomaly DLC, but I understand that it's got a theme to it. And I could also say the same about Ideology. When Ideology came out, I was like, what is this DLC? It's like I didn't really get it. But after playing with it dozens of times, now Ideology is awesome. I love it. Multi-threaded. Yeah, there you go, my friend. Just late game, smoothness. Yeah, because my machine is not the best. I'm kind of playing on an outdated machine, so it sucks. But wait, okay, hold on. Yeah, so I struggle with that. That would be helpful. Okay, Kimmy, we're going to put her on research. Also to stone cut. Production. Let's get a crafting thing down. And let's make some backpacks. 3 details. Clear all. We just want leather. And some armor. Just do 2 of those. Okay, let's see here. 45 colonists with 120 mods. Yeah. See, on my computer, I would be running at a snail's pace like that. Not so much the mods. The mods don't seem to affect like frames per second. It's just load times for me. But the number of entities on the map definitely makes a difference. So when I'm like late game, and like you say, you've got like 45 colonists, and then I get hit with like a tribal raid, for instance, that's like another 120, plus all the animals on the map that I've got, because I'll probably have like a herd of Thrumbo or something too. It just really slows down to a crawl, and it's very annoying. But again, part of that's my machine too. So, I mean, but you're right. That is one thing I think that could be added for sure. 10 frames per second. Well, the same used to be true about Dwarf Fortress. We were just discussing Dwarf Fortress in comparison, and that game's got the same problem. Late game, where you've got this massive fortress that's like got 40 different Z levels and hundreds of dwarves and stuff. Yeah, you're basically playing at like 5 to 10 frames per second. It's unavoidable in certain situations, even in an ASCII-based graphics game. Okay, where's our girl? Where's Yuki? Okay, good. She's down here doing her thing. What are we missing, folks? I feel like we're missing something. Got her schedule set up. That's all set. Oh, I know what we should do. Let's go to our apparel policy. I'm going to turn off tainted apparel so that they won't wear that. And I'm also going to bar them from wearing anything that's below, I think, 40% hit points. Yeah, because they start wearing tattered apparel, they get a mood debuff for it. They don't like wearing stuff that, like, is crappy. Okay, so they're getting upset, too, about sleeping on the floor. Let's see, Croco, I want you to stop repairing. See, he's set to repair before he constructs, so that means he's over here just repairing this ancient slate wall, but that's not the priority. I want you to get these wood walls built first, my friend. Look, the dog's over here eating a packaged survival meal. Oh, that's not allowed. That's a waste of good packaged survival meals. So you can mend those damaged clothes with vanilla expanded. Good call, good call. Actually, I've got a mod. Can't show it off. Well, I can show you right here in research. I've got the mending mod. And this is just from the mod called Mend and Recycle. and it only adds this one thing right here, just a mending workbench that we have to research. So that's my solution for it. But good call. I actually did know that. Which one is it? Clothes vanilla expanded. Which one is there? Like the vanilla expanded clothing one? I'd be interested in checking that out, because if I don't have to do like a whole separate mod for it, that'd be kind of nice. But mend and recycle's okay too. All right, so he's working on that. Let's see, what's the temperature? I mean, temperature's not bad. I'm sure when it drops down, or when it gets dark at night, they're probably getting cold. Let's throw a couple of torches in here. We're living like tribals right now, guys, but that's okay. We'll get up off our feet soon enough. Good job, Croco. Oh, look at him. It's going to take him 10 hours to cut that tree down. Okay, there we go. So the wooden armor's done. That's nice. That's nice. She made some awful armor. Okay, she's got that. Okay, we need table and chairs. That's what I'm missing. Oh my goodness. They're eating without tables, and it's probably driving them crazy. I'm going to go with just some benches real quick. Or some stools, I mean. Cheap and dirty. Actually, let's move these out here, I think. Let's see, must eat at a table. Clothing, apparel, expanded, I guess, got a whole pack. Right on, so I appreciate that, my friend. Alright, yeah, I know. It's funny. That's always been one of the RimWorld memes since the early days of the game. Eating without a table. It used to be even a worse mood penalty for eating without a table. I mean, people would literally go on like murderous rages and have mental breaks regularly because they didn't eat at a table. It was very memeable. Alright, it's been reduced though now. I don't even know what it is anymore. 8 without a table is -3. Yeah, I think it used to be like -6 or -9 or something. It was pretty hefty penalty. Where the hell's Croco? What are you doing, bud? He's out here stargazing. I wish I could flip it around and look up at the sky like Croco is right now. Who wouldn't want to do that? There's literally no light pollution in this whole map region. I bet the view of the stars is probably beautiful out here in the RimWorld. Croco! Oh, they're not sleeping together for some reason. Idea. Oh, I didn't set that properly, did I? Oh well, we'll have to address that whenever we reform our ideology. Boo. Well, it just shows you got to get married. You guys need to tie the knot. All right, we'll get this going. What we need to start doing is hunting. We get a couple of kills, even if we don't worry about the meat right away. It'll feed the dog. The dog will eat that instead of my packaged meals. And we'll start to get some textiles. I'm about to butcher the dog, guys. I'm sorry to say it, but it's going to happen. No, I'm kidding. Not yet. Not yet. We're not at that point. Okay, we got Muffalo. 10% chance. Ugh. Okay, let's see. Who's our shooter? Kimmy is. Kimmy's our hunter. We're gonna help Kimmy out here when we go to hunt. Yeah, bro, I just started the game and got greeted by a trader and a man-hunter pack of 50 elephants. What? Are you doing one of those custom scenarios where you add like a bunch of your own resources and stuff? Because that'll happen. That'll happen right off the bat. I used to start colonies and I would just like throw tons of resources at the beginning, you know, into the scenario. But then you get raided, like your first raid, you know, it's like 1,000 threat point raid or whatever. You gotta be careful. You gotta be prepared. All right. Where are you going, Kimmy? Oh, okay, good. She's shooting. Now, what I'm worried about here is these Muffalo obviously getting going manhunter. So we're gonna shoot at this one that's kind of separated itself from the group. Go on, Kimmy. Don't. Yeah, that's right. Because oh my God, she's terrible. Because now if this thing goes Manhunter and it's not near its friends over here, it'll just go by. It won't, enrage the whole herd of muffalos. Free meat, 500% difficulty, late game, void storyteller. Ooh, yeah. Yikes, 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 yikes. Come on, come on. When you said you just started the game, I guess you meant you just loaded up, huh? I think you meant like you just started your scenario. Oh, come on now. We are currently playing, by the way, with Cassandra Classic on Blood and Dust difficulty. I wanted to start off just a little bit lower than max. I played on 500 losing is fun in my last series. Sometimes it's nice to just relax, take a little breather. Oh, this son of a bitch. Damn it, that muffalo would have been perfect. Just walked right off the map. Well, we got some deer up here. You're not done, Kimmy. Get up here. So the deer, we don't have to worry about them at all going crazy. What is this monstrosity? A wind beast. Brought to us by Alpha Animals. It's a mechanoid-infused variant of a thunder beast. Interesting. Look, if it is killed, as the large sudden release of all mechanites can cause a tornado. Thankfully, predators usually give them a wide berth. You kill this thing, it'll start a tornado, folks. It's pretty good animation, or pretty good, I like the drawing, for sure. It's got, like, the whiskers almost give it, like, kind of an ancient Chinese dragon feel to it. It's cool looking, though. It's got like the spike. The nose spike is real bony. Oh, don't hit the wind beast. Man, she is bad at shooting, isn't she? She'll get there. Oh, she's trigger happy. That's what it is. I made the trigger happy girl in charge of hunting. Oh my god. Are there any mod storytellers that are different somehow? Oh yeah, Peter, there are tons. The vanilla expanded mods, which if you're not familiar with what that is, it's one of the biggest mod developers out there. Does a series called Vanilla Expanded. So there'll be like vanilla expanded genetics, vanilla expanded ideology, and a whole bunch vanilla expanded food, gardening. And there are like vanilla expanded mechanoids, which will add a mechanoid storyteller. There's one for pirates. There's a bunch. Yeah. And they do different things too. I'm not an expert on all those different storytellers because I rarely use them. Some people like them a lot. Sorry, your name's Sai, not Sal. Sai, are you, tell us what the Void Storyteller does, because I'm not familiar with that one. I think she's going to chase this deer across the freaking map, man. Okay, that's a 20% chance. I'm thinking of getting our boy Croco out here to help. He's working on, he's cutting down a tree, though. Takes him half a day. No, she cannot, Peters. No, she cannot, my friend, and it's hilarious. Come on, Kimmy, you can do it. She'll get there. It's a combination of her crappy shooting skills and her trigger happy trait. See, trigger happy increases her shooting time. Well, I should say it reduces the time it takes for her to shoot, but it also decreases her accuracy too. Ultimately, though, I really like this trait a lot. Because you can see every time they shoot, there's a little countdown between shots, and trigger happy reduces that. Which, for certain weapons, can be a big deal. Oh my god. Where did this thing go? Did it go off the map too? Oh, I've never seen this kind of a beast. What is this one? A Genix. Genetically altered hybrid of a lynx and a snow leopard. Interesting. This is from Alpha Animals 2. Adapted to cold temperatures. Tendency to explode if it receives too much damage, making it quite a fragile creature. Oh, so that one's got a 75% chance to attack when harmed. Hey, Boom's here. What's the useless colonist to organist conversion rate? 100%, my friend. 100% in this colony. And let me tell you, Kimmy, she's going to make that list pretty soon if she doesn't hit this freaking deer here. Welcome to the stream, V. It's good to see you, buddy. Glad you're here for some RimWorld. Are you a big RimWorld fan, my friend? I know you're a Cataclysm guy, too. But don't worry, too, everybody out there who's a Cataclysm fan. We will be doing more live streams for it. Don't go off the map. That's right, go in the water. In fact, I've got on my schedule for live streams, which is on my community page, by the way, we're going to be doing some Cataclysm this weekend, in fact. I don't like Colony Sims. Tried, but not for me. Understandable, my friend. Understandable. I get that feeling. I do. I would say of all Colony Sims, though, RimWorld is the pinnacle. It's the best of the best, in my humble opinion. But I understand. I had a buddy. He used to come over here and we would play Civilization together, and we would do like hot seat Civilization. And I tried to show him RimWorld once, and I like booted up a game that I was in the middle of. And as soon as I loaded up, he looked and he was like, all right, I'm already confused. just looking at it. You don't know what the hell's happening. All right, let's see. I need a little dog bed here. A little animal sleeping spot. All right, these people are obsessed with repairing this old walls, but that's good. That's a good thing. All right, let's get... Okay, he's already refueling. Nice, nice, nice. I've been waiting for all... Will Vintage Story continue? Yeah, Mr. Tennessee Living. I haven't been live streaming Vintage Story just because I'm so far ahead on the recording of my Let's Play. So, like, if I were to boot up and live stream the game now, you'd be seeing like 4 episodes ahead, you know, of the live stream or of the Let's Play where it's at. Just because I record those in batches, you know. Like last night, I think I recorded 3 episodes of Vintage Story, all, you know, one after another. So I don't want to throw off the continuity and stuff. But, all right, let's see. No, we're not going to accept guest beds until we're ready for them. But, yeah, we'll be doing more Vintage Story streams for sure. I've been waiting for those promised Dwarf Fortress Adventure Mode updates for like 7 years already. Yeah, somebody just said that Dwarf Fortress Adventure Mode's already out. Was that Lord, I think? Lord Enix said it. For some reason, I was under the misapprehension they were still developing it or still working out some of the bugs, but apparently it's out. I thought it was on the experimental branch. I think that's what my confusion was. But either way, I'd like to give it a try. I played a lot of the Fortress version of Dwarf Fortress, but I never got into Adventure Mode. It seems very Cataclysm-like, I'll tell you that much, in a lot of ways. Obviously, it's set in a more fantasy world, but... Alright, so Kimmy is very slowly working on the pemmican. What we need now are some rocks cut up. So let's get our stone cutter's table. Oops. Set that up right there. And I think what we might end up doing... We'll probably just end up building this out, you know? I'm not going to do it now, though, because it'll throw them off. They'll start working on that crap. All right, let's see. Yeah. Dwarf Fortress has it all. No doubt about it. Okay. So, Boom, are you a Dwarf Fortress player? It's very bare bones. It was available in old builds back in the ASCII-only days. Unfortunately, there isn't much to do in adventure mode. Oh, okay. So it's out then? It's not on the stable branch? It's just kind of like early access, I guess you could say? That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, one of the best parts about that, which again is similar to Cataclysm in some ways, is that like you can generate a world and you can build your fortresses on it. You can go in, make a bunch of fortresses throughout the world, and then start an adventure mode game in that same world, and you can go visit your own fortresses. If you've made weapons, you know, you can go barter with the dwarves to purchase their weapons apparently and stuff like this. That appeals to me. That I think is a lot of fun, you know. especially for like a YouTube series. You know, you could get like a whole generational saga going or something like that. But just the idea, it's very ambitious, but it's cool in terms of storytelling and immersion into the game world. I think that's really appealing. And of course, Cataclysm offers something similar, where you can visit the same world with multiple characters and find their bodies and their loot, stash away things for future runs if you want. Little survival stashes. So the dog's not getting trained. It's probably just because Yuki sucks at it. No, I know. I just realized what it is. Yuki doesn't have any food to train the dog. Kimmy, you're letting the whole colony down here. Do you like mods that let you build and use vehicles? Peter, I assume you're meaning in RimWorld. I've never tried the vehicles mod for RimWorld. I haven't. Soul Ash 2 does Dwarf Fortress Adventure Mode better than Dwarf Fortress. I've given up on DF Adventure Mode. Really? Right on. It's a good, honest answer from him. You know, I own Soul Ash 2. I purchased it during the Steam summer sale, but I have yet to even play it. I've yet to even open it up. I need to, though. It looks pretty amazing. I could tell just by like the Steam page that it was a game I would like. Alright, so Kimmy, how you doing? She's gonna get her recreation up. And she's gonna go to bed, but I'm gonna force her to wake up early because we gotta go out there and hunt again, Kimmy. Let's look at our garden. Okay, the garden is fully planted. Mr. TN says, I prefer fortress mode over adventure and dwarf. What's cool now, if someone comes and steals an artifact from your fortress, you can create a character in adventure mode and hunt the thief. That's awesome. That is awesome. Hell yeah. I always like that idea. Like, play a fortress and find some adamantium, you know, then start making adamantium weapons until one of your dwarfs gets one of those trances where they'll create a legendary work, you know, make a legendary adamantite axe or something, and then start an adventure mode character and go to that fortress and get that legendary adamantine axe or whatever. Bring it back so next time you play your artifact, we'll be back. Roguelikes are starting to get so expensive though. Oh, that sucks. Yeah. Everything's expensive these days and it sucks for sure. Alright, let's see here. Plenty of medicine. Doing okay here. We're fine. We're starting off okay. A little nervous about this food, but we don't know how to make pemmican yet. So I think what we'll do is we'll start setting up some bills for... Oh, we don't even know how to brew tea yet. Psychite tea. I forgot about that. It's weird because tribal starts allow you to make pemmican and tea right off the bat, but these industrial pawns, they don't have a clue how to survive out here in the wild. They don't know how to make pemmican. It's a complete mystery. All right, so we need to set this up. Ever drop on the ground. All right, and I kind of need to move this, but this is in the way. All right, speed it up. Let's go. Croco, get over here, buddy. Move this thing. Move. All right, guys. We are getting started. We're going to try and get into some of the anomaly content, too. So let's take a quick look for the obelisk. There it is. So there's the fallen monolith. This will be the first thing we set to investigate. Should we go ahead and do it? Yuki, you're pretty smart. You wake up and go do that. So she's going to investigate the monolith. Kimmy, it's time to wake your ass up. Let's see if we can't get you out here and hunt one of these muffalo a little bit better. This could be risky. We'll see how it goes. Alright. I don't love how close this thing is to the edge of the map, but hopefully we don't get a raid while she's over there. Oh, okay. Monolith's dark metallic surface, yada yada, shapes the anomaly is stirring. Keep focusing on the anomaly. Alright, so... let's have... I want to have her... I'm just going to have her shoot... that one. Okay. A gray pall. Okay, as the monolith's twisted change, you can overcoming horror vision. Got you. Got you. You can now study the monolith and other entities, gain anomaly research. Done and done. We probably want entity containment first. Okay, Yuki. Let me look at you. I think we'll keep our priority on regular research for now, but we will get into the dark studies. I'm going to set Yuki so she does dark studying like as her last resort. That's like the last thing she'll do if she gets bored. Do you do the mech lord thing in this game? Yeah, you mean a mechanitor? Yeah, they're fun. The mechanitors and having a little mech army and stuff is very good. It's very helpful. It is very, very resource intensive, though, you know? All right, you're standing over here doing nothing. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I've done a couple runs with mechanitors. Oh my god. Nope. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unrecruit her so she'll do this on her own. I don't have to constantly order her to fire. She'll just chase it around until she finally kills it. Oh, look at this. A harbinger tree has sprouted. Of course. Tell you what, that anomaly, man. As soon as you study that monolith, it kicks right in. Don't you dare run off the side of the map, please. Oh, this is just bad. I'm going to have to switch this, I think. I said I didn't want Kroko to be the one hunting, but, I mean, this is just terrible. Kroko, get out there, buddy. Can you uproot and move the harbinger trees? I don't think so. Let's check that, though. Wait, we want Psychoid Brewing. Now, I will tell you this. Where did it go? I lost it. We'll check it when I find it. I do have a mod that allows me to uproot and move the anima tree. I know that, but that's, of course, for tribal playthroughs, really. Now, the thing about the harbinger tree is I know you can get seeds from them and, like, plant them wherever you want. Does not appear that you can uproot this thing, though. No, it does not, which is weird. That's one of the reasons I always put that animatree moddable, or the animatree mod in. Other than the fact that it's very helpful, I feel like you should be able to uproot and move any tree you want. It's pretty standard. I mean, if you can do it for like a pine tree, why can't you do it for a harbinger tree or the anima tree, you know? Or even the stupid granulin trees. Okay, so Kuroko, he has a pistol. Look, he's already hitting it. Wow. I don't think Kimmy made a single shot in all that hunting she did. She didn't hit one thing. All right, welcome to the stream, everybody. Good to see y'all here. Buffalo Revenge, just what we didn't want. Okay, so where you at? It's bound to happen. Luckily, with the run and gun mod, which we've got installed, actually makes situations like this pretty easy to handle. As long as we're careful and we kind of micromanage this, we'll be fine. All right, we've got our first kill. Wonderful. Finally. Take it down. Oh, wait. Does this man not do any hauling? Too heavy. Oh. Oh. Duh. Alright, so we need to go into our stockpile and go to our corpses menu and set up animals and mechanoids. Very good. That's the reason why he wouldn't move it. There we go. Prioritize hauling your kill, buddy. Get it. So it's telling us we need holding platforms, which is Anomaly, of course, Anomaly stuff, which is down here. I'm going to slap one of these down, just like boom. And we'll extend a little room around this. You know what? I don't like these slate doors. We don't need these slate doors. We should have wooden doors. There we go. And I'm only building this to get rid of the stupid notification. Same way with the defenses, because those get annoying after a while. What I'm going to do is go into security real quick. I'm going to grab a couple of spike traps. And we'll put one spike trap there. We'll put one right there. And on the corners down here. And of course, just having a little bit of security out there, like a spike trap, will get rid of this need defenses thing. How much of Anomaly do you plan on progressing in this playthrough? Good question. I'd actually like to do one of the end game. Well, I'd like to finish with Anomaly. I don't know if that's not what I'm trying to say. I'd like to go through and do most of it. Like, I have one playthrough on the channel where I focus on Anomaly that was right after it came out, but it's mainly vanilla playthrough, and I failed. I got killed right at the end, like we were on the second to last final Anomaly or whatever, and I didn't succeed, you know. It was a failure of a colony. So I'd like to see the end game for Anomaly, kinda. So yeah, that's what we'll be doing. And we're going to be using the magic heavily too. Now, unfortunately, none of our pawns are magic yet, but that's okay, because we can learn. We can turn them into some magic people. I'm going to wake him up, get him to make that door real quick. Because when that door is off like that, everything in here is slowly degrading. So we need that door up. But yeah, I like it. You know, I mentioned earlier that I was a little disappointed with the Anomaly DLC. It's still a great DLC, and it adds a ton of fun content. And maybe part of the reason that I feel that way is because I haven't, you know, seen the final ending for it and all that. So I think going through it all would be fun. You know, it's kind of just, it's not truly the focus of it, but I think the magic should help a lot with some of the more difficult anomalies. Of course, the Revenant is just always annoying. Oh, you failed. I saw you. I was watching you. No, I think I have a better idea of how to deal with the Revenant this time around, though. I remember really struggling with that the first time I encountered it. That thing was super annoying. And the fact that it slowly takes your pawns out of the game, basically, I mean, it could be a game ender, you know, if you're not able to deal with it. So it's a pretty scary early game anomaly. All right, let's speed it up here. So Kimmy's getting us some stone, which is good. Where's all that meat? Okay. Let's see. We need pemmican. I'm going to have them do this forever. And we need to get started on it right away. We need to research all the ways to detect it when it's cloaked and then hunt it down. That's exactly right, Peter. Yup, you're 100% right. Yep. What I was doing too, the first time I encountered it, like I thought maybe we could track it down before I had researched all the flesh chunks. But you're right, you essentially can't do that. And sending your pawns out on the map to try and chase it around is a waste of time. You should just be using those pawns to like develop your defenses and research and stuff so you can take it out eventually. It's not one of those things you can rush, basically. So in other words, you have to let it abduct or comatose some of your pawns. In order to take out the Revenant, some of your colony is going to have to be knocked out, unfortunately. Which is a bit annoying, but I get it. Like I said, overall, it's pretty scary the first time you got to deal with that stupid thing. Alright, let's go. Other than that, the favorite anomalies I have, the one that sends you off to the maze, it's like the back rooms, kind of. It puts you just in this weird maze-like place. That was pretty fun. That was a cool, creepy one for sure. Can that thing still get through doors if doors are forbidden? Yes. Yes, Peter, it can. It will walk right through doors, even if they're forbidden. Yep. It's annoying. But it will. Alright, so speeding it up till they wake up. Let's go, guys. There we are. Haven't seen our first raid yet, but I'm not worried. I'm not worried. We do need some warm clothing. So let's see here. Honestly, instead of this thing, since we're an industrial colony, I should just get a hand tailoring bench made. I've really got to make a production room, don't I? Let's see, how much wood do we got? I think we'll slap together a little room down here. It's a little production room. And we can connect it with our stockpile. This will be a good spot for it. Okay. We'll see how this goes. I like the flesh pit anomaly and the fight against the queen flesh beast. Yeah. Now, when you say flesh pit, you mean the one where you've got to go down below ground? The Peter, I assume. I like that one too, for the simple fact that they've basically introduced the Z levels to RimWorld. You know what I mean? And if you're not familiar with what I mean when I say a Z level, you've got your X axis, your Y axis, up, down, left, right, and then Z is verticality, you know. So this would be Z level 1 or 0, I guess, and then we would go down. That would be -1. But yeah. So it gives me hope that one day they might add like more stories, so you can actually go up and down Z levels. So we could have like a multi-story building, or even basements, underground, things like that. That would be awesome. Yes, I like that a lot. They should do more of it. Exactly. And I have hopes that they might someday. Because, I mean, I remember there was a time during the development of RimWorld when Tynan, who was the lead developer, Tynan Sylvester, used to say that he would never add children to the game. He was like, I will never add babies or children to the game. And then, boom, he did. Biotech came out, and it's in there, and it's like one of the best features of that DLC. And it makes the game far more complete. You know, to be able to have colonists raise families and stuff. It's awesome. In my opinion, Biotech is the best DLC released so far. That freaking DLC is a masterpiece. It introduced xenotypes, children, tons of different stuff. Okay. Yeah, from now on, every DLC that's released, I will kind of measure it against Biotech. And that's, again, kind of why Anomaly fell a little bit short to me. But it certainly added tons of content. I don't know, maybe if they had released it around October or something, I would have. My favorite xenotype is the high mate xenotype. 100%. In fact, I've got a series on the channel. It's linked in the description, by the way. It's called the Hussar and High Mate series. And in that colony, I only allowed 2 xenotypes, Hussars and High Mates. And I actually had a set of mods that allowed them to pass on their genes, because normally Hussars and High Mates don't pass on their genes, but with that mod they were able to. So we would get like non-violent go juice addicted red-eyed pawns and stuff. It was wild. It was a fun playthrough. But the High Mates are the coolest in my opinion. I know they're all non-violent, but I still like them a lot. I used to be very against non-violent pawns, not like on a moral level, just I would never use them in the game. I thought they were kind of worthless. But I've gotten to the opinion that, like, if you get a really good doctor, for instance, somebody who's really good at medical, it's very beneficial to have them non-violent, you know? Hussars are awesome, but their Jim Hadar, like, dependency on drugs is tedious. Xenotype, Xenomorph. So, V, if you're unfamiliar, Xenotype is a reference to the different human variants in RimWorld now. So with biotech, it used to be just baseliners is what they're called. You can see Croco is a baseliner. That's his xenotype. There are now pigkin, which is like a human pig hybrid. There are genies, there are hussars, and there's each one of them is different. Like I mentioned, the high mate is a non-violent, like highly social pawn. They're basically like their specialty is lovemaking, whereas like the xenotype known as hussar, their focus is fighting. And they have like a genetic addiction to combat drugs. Like I said, man, that biotech DLC was the best. Oh, and it also added vampires too on top of it. Yes, you can, Boom. Yes, you can. That was, in fact, I'm not going to repeat the question, but that's there. Yeah, that was the reason earlier when I mentioned that the developer said he would never add children to the game. I think that was part of the reason why, because RimWorld gives you the freedom to literally butcher and eat other pawns. And I think he wanted to kind of avoid that. But it's in here now. And yes, you can do that. Let's see. Baseliner sounds like an insult. Imagine calling someone an everyday. You're nothing more than a baseliner. Yeah, I know. I read a lot of science fiction where there'll be like genetic variants of people. And authors often come up with different ways of referring to just baseliners, but that's one of the more common ones, just a baseline human. Let's see, what kind of a name is that? Wow. So what should we name our faction? Should be called... let's see here. Have you read any Paul Anderson? That's Tausetti? Is that right? Paul Anderson is Tausetti? Or am I thinking of a different author? Name a book, because I'll be able to tell you. Tau Zero. I did read that a long time. That's an older book, right? Or am I mistaken? Tau Zero is like, wasn't that written like, I want to say like the 70s? Okay, yeah, I've read that, but it was a while ago. I have read that one. All right, let's see. I'm actually currently in the middle of reading the Bobaverse. The latest just came out. His newest novel for the Bobaverse. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. I've forgotten the author's name. I want to say Douglas Richards. I think it's the author. Is Paul Anderson the screenwriter? No. Actually, yes, he is. But yes, that is him. But no, it's a different Powell Anderson. I think he might be like Polish. I'm not sure, but let's see. Okay, we're going to call ourselves the Magic Men and Women in parentheses. That's our faction name. Let's see. Read the poem Anaria and check out the movie based on it from a few years ago. Incredible. Who's that one by? Is that Paul Anderson too? I've not heard of that, Peter. I'm not familiar with that one. All right, let's see. Kimmy also thinks we should give it a... Oh, Kimmy thinks that, huh? Well, Kimmy, what should we name this one? How about... Hole in the Wall. That's the name of the Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid gang, the Hole in the Wall gang. All right, we'll go with that. Who cares? Nobody cares about the name. Name is unimportant here. All right, the dog is on the prowl right now. It's just looking around. It's Harry Martinson, a Swede. It's what Paul Anderson based. Oh, Town Zero on. Interesting, Peter. Cool. I have to check that out. And you say they made a movie on it, huh? That's the best. Now, did you ever read? They made a couple of movies. Can't think of the name of it now. I'm forgetting. It's one of those where the book is like radically different from the movie, but had George Clooney in it. Crap, I'm blanking on the name of it. All right, let's see. I'm a font of science fiction literature knowledge. I'm a huge nerd. You should see my shelves. Solaris, that's it, Peter. Yep, you are a font of sci fiction. Solaris by Stanislav Lem. Yeah, that book is really good. Yep, there you go. You nailed it. The movie, I mean, it is its own thing, but kind of calling it Solaris in my mind is a bit of a misrepresentation to people who were familiar with the book. But yeah, I mean, because the book takes place like on the planet. They go down, they investigate like this ocean that's also like a life form. None of that is in the book. Aurora 4X is the best colonies for. Oh, I've seen that one on Steam before. Boom. I've never played that one though. I might check that out. I really enjoyed Stellaris. Did you play the game The Invincible that came out last year based on Lem's work? I did. I think I did. That's where you're suited up and it's kind of like almost like a walking simulator. I played the demo. I remember I tried to record some of that for the channel, but there was some sort of issue with the recording. I had something wrong. Yeah, very retro science fiction, which you love. Yeah, that's one of those where it's more about like, well, it's a walking simulator almost, so it's more about the atmosphere than the mechanics of the game itself, which is fine, you know. But yeah, I had some issues with that one trying to record. I can't remember what it was exactly. How about Space Haven? No, never heard of that one. Not familiar with Space Haven. Unfortunate. Okay, so we've got our construction room built. Yeah, get that door done. Kuroko, going for a walk. See if we can get this boy to hunt something. You know what, actually, I've got a better idea. Kimmy, wake up. Kroko needs you down here. So Kroko, drop your pistol. Kimmy, drop your rifle. That's right, you guys are going to switch your weapons here. Okay. And let's see. Trust me, check it out. It's RimWorld in space. Might be worth your time for the channel. Awesome, buddy. Appreciate that. I have to go through and watch the stream again after it's over because unfortunately I would tell you guys to leave those recommendations in the comments, but the comments don't pop up on the stream until it's been released as a VOD, which is weird, but yeah. But either way, I appreciate you. I will check out some of those recommendations and feel free to drop them in the comments once the stream is done too, because that'll help me find them a little bit easier. But yeah, always looking for new games. I do have a new one lined up. It's called Terminus, and I keep forgetting. It's like Terminus something else. It's a new zombie, like post-apocalyptic type game. It's kind of similar in some ways to Cataclysm, Dark Days Ahead. The chatter who recommended it described it as like Cataclysm Light, which I thought was intriguing. And I'm going to pick that one up probably tomorrow when I get paid, and it will be the next series I do on the channel. But after that, I'm always looking for new games, 100%. Oh my god, why did you just do that, bro? Because I told him to do it. Let's see, I missed it. What did you name the colony and the faction? So the faction is Magic Men, parentheses, and women. And the name of the colony is The Hole in the Wall. Don't know much. You'd like it, though. I joke about Cataclysm being Excel, but Aurora is basically Excel. Oh, well, maybe I'm not familiar with that one. I love those kind of games, dude. Like, I would much rather prefer to play like a Dwarf Fortress, ASCII, Cataclysm-based graphics game than like Call of Duty first-person battlefield shooters, you know what I'm saying? I find those games to be incredibly boring and repetitive, despite the graphics, despite the high fidelity of the world that they've created. That's not what I'm into. I'm into depth of gameplay and like just intense simulation. Hey, Crypto's back. Welcome. Good to see you, my friend. Welcome back from your holiday, Crypto. Crypto is one of my Patreons. Glad to see you, buddy. I'd like to see RimWorld add some extraterrestrial content where you can meet other races, be visited, attacked by them. Yeah, that would be awesome, Peter. 100%. You're welcome, Crypto. It's good to see you, buddy. Aurora is not on Steam. It's freeware and more like Stellaris than RimWorld. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna open up a browser then real quick, browser page, and paste that into it because I'm gonna check that out from Aurora. Oh, damn it. Copy. New tab. There. Okay. Got it. I'll check that one out for sure. Okay, oh, snap. What the frick? Oh, bro, I thought that was like just a regular raid. We got a site stealer over here. Gosh darn it. Well, if anybody's going to be fighting in hand, it should be Yuki, so... Oh, look, a wild woman has wandered in, too. Okay, interesting. Well, I turned off chat for a second. All right, let's see. Side stealer, I know, Peter. I just noticed it. I thought that was a legitimate raid for a second. That's why I didn't worry about it right away. But let's get everybody over here. Come on, dog. Look at Yuki. She just freaking handled it, bro. Nothing but she murdered that thing. Well, not quite. Okay, let's go ahead and capture. What? Minimum strength? Bro, this room is perfect. What are you talking about? This room is awesome. All right, let's see here. Go for the legs with the, like, Nacho Libre. Hell yes, dude. All right, let's see. Side stealer. Oh, I was going to say before I got so rudely interrupted by the site stealer here, Star Sector Voom is one I've been looking at that I've been recommended before. That's a free to, well, no, it's not. I don't know if it's free to play or not, but it's not on Steam. Okay, tell me insufficient containment here. Aurora 4 Actual Cars YouTube guide, though. I'll post a link after Steam. Right on. Appreciate you, my friend. Yeah, I mean, that's how Cataclysm was. I had to watch a tutorial series before I started playing Cataclysm, so I'm okay with that. Let's go look at the Wild Woman. Oh my god, she's a hussar. And she's completely nude. Let's see here. Ascetic, psychically deaf. So, here we go. Voom, you mentioned you weren't familiar with the xenotypes. So, this is one of the ones we talked about, the hussar. I assume they're named after the old German mercenaries from like the Revolutionary War times. But the hussars are combat, genetically addicted to go juice. So like if they don't get this, yeah, they will die. And of course, go juice is a combat enhancing drug. A nude 41-year-old wild woman sounds like my type. Crypto. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Let's look at her again. Okay. She's actually got an ideology. Despite the fact that she lives in the wild, she does have a religion she believes in. All right. It's whatever. We're not interested in a hussar right now. There's no way we could maintain a go juice supply for a hussar. Okay, Kimmy, are you done? She's tending to that. Insufficient containment. Nobody cares. Yuki's got just bumps and bruises, so she's going to be totally fine. Those will literally heal up on their own. Okay, let's see here. Oh, it's summertime. So, what that means essentially is we're about halfway through our growing season. Yeah, September comes up. These little measly plants down here aren't going to last much longer. Let's go ahead and expand our rice production. I think I'm going to go ahead and expand the heal route too. I'll just get that going. Everything else is fine. Okay, how we doing on food? We've got 19 meals left. Nobody is making pemmican yet, but that's because I don't have any rice or anything. Okay, so that's getting moved down to here. We're going to put a little storage basket. This is a food basket. We'll put that right next to the oven. It'll make our cooking a lot more efficient. Okay, that's good. That's moved. Wood, 24. Let's see. Do you prefer pemmican because it lasts longer? Exactly, Peter. 100%. That's the reason. Yup. Pemmican lasts like 1.5 years once it's made without refrigeration. And that is the reason. And also, they don't get a mood debuff for eating it. Excuse me, like they would certain other kinds of food. I mean, you could make them eat kibble, but they get a huge mood debuff for that. I think it's like -9. All right, let's speed this up while they're asleep. Yep. And of course, eventually we'll be able to research how to make our own packaged survival meals, but typically that's not a research I focus on at all. Like maybe late game I'll do it just for caravanning and stuff, but I don't know, it's in here somewhere. It might be under this one. Let's take a look at some of the mods I've got. This is one of my favorites here, the vegetable garden. It's called VGP. I know a lot of folks enjoy the vanilla expanded gardening mods. This is one that was out before vanilla expanded was a thing, the VGP garden mods, and I got used to playing it back in the old days, and I still run with this garden expansion. It adds a bunch of different plants and stuff, but one of the coolest things is it adds these heated sun lamps. So you can just set up a sun lamp and provide it with the right temperature that you need. But you can also dig up soil with that. Gardening tools here. You can set a digging spot, dig up dirt with this, and then you take these piles of dirt and you can literally place them underground. So you could dig out like in the mountain. You know, if we had mountains, we don't. But yeah, you can dig out underground growing zones and stuff with this mod, so I really like it. Have I played the Amazing Cultivation Simulator? It's getting a second game soon. No, I've never heard of that one. I'm not familiar with it. I've actually had pemmican before. It's either very good or terrible. It makes good for survival rations. You know, Peter, I remember watching a survival show where they were talking about how the Native Americans used to prepare pemmican, and they would, similar to how we make sausage or bratwurst today, they would use like the intestine of the animal for like a container for the food. So they would put the fat and the meat and the berries or the nuts or whatever they were making for pemmican, and they would put it in the cleaned out intestinal lining of the animal itself. Oh, so as if the pemmican meal wasn't bad enough, man. You're eating it right out of the... What? That's what you do, though. When you respect it, when you respect the animal, you use every part of it, right? Don't waste anything. So yummy. Exactly. It's RimWorld, but more in depth and more Chinese mythology than... Wait a second. Oh, you know what, Voom? I think I have seen that game. It reads like a Chinese novel, except you're playing it. Yeah. No, I do remember what game you're talking about now. I remember it looked really appealing to me, but like, is it still in early access? There was something about it that kind of turned me away. Usually it's early access. I try and avoid EA games, but certainly not all circumstances. A Genex? Oh, great. So this is one of those things that said it likes to explode. Holy crap, this might be bad. So this thing's pretty close to Yuki here, but she's going to be able to get away from it. We're just going to get everybody indoors real quick. Now I'm realizing we probably need a door right here too. Alright, so let's see. Are you going to mine out that hill rock near your walls? Probably, Peter. Yeah, probably. Haggis. Yeah, that is very much like haggis. You're right, you're right. No, it's been out for a long time. The second game is in development and has been around for a while already. Interesting, interesting. Don't? Are you serious, bro? Is this thing gonna break my door? Okay, okay. He should go after one of the animals. Oh, he just went after my damn dog. Are you freaking kidding me right now? It's gonna kill Marlon Brando. Now, apparently these things explode, too. I've never seen this, but it says tendency to explode. It's going to wipe out half the... Oh, Christ. It's coming for us. Move your butts, people. Move your butts. Oh, at least we drew it away from our buildings, though. Oh, look, it's going for the kids. Oh, good job. Good job, little furries. Oh, this little guy's bleeding. He's going to be okay. Let's see. Dead in 6 hours. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. Stand over here. And we're going to wait for these guys to kind of move a little bit. Look at this one's hair. Oh, this is a Neanderthal with quite a hairstyle. What do they actually want? Three medicine. You know what? I think they've earned 3 medicine for helping us take out this Gene X. I'm trying to wait till this guy moves away so I can shoot this thing. He's standing right there healing himself. Okay, he's tended to himself. All right, get away from it, kids. No, Yuki, no. Yuki rushes in to melee it. Kimmy still can't hit something that's standing completely, that's laying on the ground. She can't even hit it. Yuki. I know, tough kid. Oh! So that's it. That's not the kind of explosion that I imagined. That was weird. All right, we're going to give 3 medicines to the little ones here. Get them out of here. Yeah, and again, for anybody not aware, the Itakin... Oh, look, they're walking through the ice shards. Oh, you're getting yourself killed, kid. Oh, that was wicked. So that was like a cold explosion. Look. He's got frostbite on him now. Wicked. Anyway, so I was going to say this little boy right here is an Itakin. Probably the hardest to pronounce of the different xenotypes. Right there, Itakin. But we just call them furries, as you do. The Neander, look at that freaking haircut. But the Itakin gets a little bonus to melee damage. So they're actually stronger at melee than your baseliner. Neanderthals are as well. So that's probably why the little guy was able to handle that animal so easily. There you go. Thanks for your help. Now get out of here, beggars. Alright, so we're going to eat that Gene X. It'll be delicious. I'm sure it'll taste like mint or something because it's all frosty. Oh my god, what are you doing? Why are we using our medicine here? Thought I changed that. Okay, we don't want him to use this medicine on... Oh, that dude got frostbite. They both did. Wow. Just by being near that thing when it exploded, that was kind of wild. It's the first time I've ever seen that kind of an animal. Alright, so... I think they'll be okay just to get tending without medicine. Oh my god. Let's see. Hey, what's going on there? RJD dropping in to say hello from Walt Disney World. Right on, man. Glad to see RimWorld content back. Will this be a video series too? It's going to be a live stream series, my friend. First of all, I hope you're having a great time down there at Walt Disney World, my friend. That's awesome. I hope the weather is nice in Florida right now. But you've had frostbite before, not pleasant, I believe it. What I'm going to do is, to answer the question about the series, we're going to continue this colony as a live stream series, you know? So whenever I live stream RimWorld, as long as these people last, we'll be coming back to this colony. And the VODs, the video on demands, or the live streams themselves will be available on my channel, you know, in a playlist. But then I've also got plans on doing another Let's Play series related to the Blue's return. So it's going to involve Blue in it, as an example. So in other words, we're going to do both. We're going to have multiple RimWorld series going, one for live streams, one for Let's Plays. Kind of how I'm doing with Cataclysm right now. I've got a Cataclysm live stream series and one for Let's Plays. Oh Christ, I forgot about this person. Misandrist, fat-grown soldier. Alright, so we're all just inside, sleeping away. If we get super lucky, she might walk through one of our traps, but I doubt it. I don't know. Where's she going? Oh, she's attacking... Oh, crap, the door's open. See, I propped open the door with this medicine that Kimmy dropped by accident. She was going to come in there and murder our people in their sleep. I didn't. Oh, she just walked through a trap. Aha! Got her. Let's see. I also got engaged. Will you tell my fiance, Brittany? Hello, Brittany. What's going on, Brittany? From the live stream RimWorld here. Congratulations, you two. Hope you have a long and happy marriage. And Disney World is a great place to celebrate. For real, for real. Yeah, congratulations, Brittany. Congratulations, RJ. Good job, guys. Good job. All right. Wasters are my least favorite xenotype. Almost useless. Let's see. Grats, RJD. Yeah, grats for sure. Crypto, no kill box yet. We'll probably do a kill box setup at some point. It's just too early in the colony. This was literally our very first raid right here. Now, Peter, you say that wasters are nearly worthless or almost useless. You're welcome, RJ, buddy. You're welcome. I disagree. I'm going to offer a reason why I do. A couple of reasons. Oh, shoot. This is a dirt mole, not a waster. Either way, I get your point is still the same. But I was mistaken because of that gas mask. But the toxic wasters are cool for two reasons. Number one, they're completely immune to pollution, as I'm sure you're aware. And number two, when they live in pollution, when they're exposed to it, they actually get a little buff from it. So their movement, their manipulation is actually enhanced when they breathe in pollution for a short amount of time. So it can actually, what I have a toxic waster series that I did on the channel. I think that's my longest running series too. It went to like 130 episodes, but I literally would have whole sections of the map covered in pollution, you know? And so when we would get a raid, the enemy would be forced to go through the pollution and our people would be standing there perfectly fine, you know? And in fact, they were getting enhancements from the pollution. So in a mixed colony, toxic wasters are probably an extreme pain in the butt, and I wouldn't want like a waster just mixed in with my other colonists. But if you're going to pick one xenotype and just have them, you know, just a straight xenotype, that's an option. Toxic waster colony can be a lot of fun, but I get your point. I understand what you mean about them. Oh, there goes our meat. Darn it. That was expected with no refrigeration. Oh, the entities escaped. I think we all knew it would happen. All right, so let's get them all up. I think we're just going to take this entity out. Site stealer revealed. Yeah, thanks. So these guys can't go through the door. Revenants do. I think there's like one other entity that can open doors. One or two maybe. Come on, just take it out, guys. Just take it out. Melee attack it. Interesting, they could be sanitation workers in my colony. Yeah, that's true. You can have them go and just manually get rid of the pollution and stuff. Let's just finish this boy off. Yeah, we don't need a site stealer right now. We're not really harvesting bioferrite. We're going to let this one go too. Let's look at the gear. No, we're not interested in any of that clothing, so we'll just let her pass. And we're going to set up a dumping zone. Since we don't really care about like corpses visually, my colonists aren't bothered by corpses, we'll put them, the bodies of our enemies over here. Say important. I'm going to go to corpses and I'm going to say human-like, and I'm going to open that up. And I'm going to turn off colonist corpses. So just raiders and strangers will be dumped here. Any colonists who die, will probably bury them somewhere. Set up little sarcophagi. But we're not going to think about that. That's not going to happen. Nobody dies. Can you butcher that dead enemy for meat? Yes. For your pets, obviously. Yes, you can, Crypto. The reason I wouldn't do it right now, well, actually, it's if you butcher a human without having cannibals in your colony, then the people will get upset by it. They don't like the fact that you're butchering other humans, and they'll get a little mood debuff. Actually, it's a pretty substantial mood debuff for butchering humans, unless you're cannibals, you know. And we actually did... Yeah, we set cannibalism as acceptable, so we could do that. In fact, I think I am going to do that. That's a good call. What I'm going to do, though, I'm going to set up a second bill just for butchering human-like. We'll say do forever, clear all, reduce the radius. We'll say drop it on the ground. No, we'll take it to the best stockpile. And we will have them butcher up all human-like corpses except colonists. There we go. Perfect. And we'll set that one first. Okay. We're good. How come you prefer barracks to individual rooms or cabins? There's a couple of reasons. First of all, the downside to a barracks is this right here. Awful barracks and disturbed sleep. So right off the bat, colonists don't really like sharing a room to sleep in, so the barracks will give them a negative. That can be changed just by making it a really nice barracks. So eventually you can get rid of this if you have like a really, really nice barracks. Disturbed sleep means that other people are walking through the doors when they're sitting here sleeping. If you run with a barracks setup, you will always have a disturbed sleep negative mood modifier. So that's the downsides of sleeping in a barracks, those two things. But one of them can be gotten rid of. This is always going to be here though, but it's a small penalty. Now the upsides are efficiency, resource management, wealth management. So in other words, if I've got 6 different rooms, you know, that's for one thing, it's going to leave a much bigger footprint having individual bedrooms set up. I'm going to have to use more resources to decorate them and make them nicer. Whereas if I just have one room and I put a couple statues in it, then boom, we're good to go. Whereas if I have 3 rooms with 3 different statues and all that stuff, you know. It also makes it easier in terms of the layout of your colony. If you want to have like a nice centralized area where you're sleeping and your cooking all takes place, a barracks is just more efficient for that. Really, it's just down to mechanics of the game. I know a lot of people don't like barracks because they want to role play. They want their colonists to have their own rooms and style them up and stuff like that, which I get. You know, I've had many series where I do that, but when you're playing on the highest difficulty levels, losing is fun, and you're really trying to manage your wealth, a barracks is the way to go. How come? Yeah, I hope that made some sense. Maybe answered your question a little bit there. Let's see here. So this thing's still alive. Finish it off. Okay, so we did end up with some human leather here. Let's see what we got going on. Why are we not using this? Yuki. Oh, okay, she doesn't have the good enough skill for it. Damn, that's okay. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome, Peter. Yeah, I've actually got a little tutorial series for RimWorld. I did it like a year ago, so the videos are pretty old, but they're on my channel, and that is one of the things that I cover is barracks versus like, you know, room setup. Also, there's benefits to having your dining room and recreation room all in one building, as opposed to having 2 separate rooms, like a dining room over here and a rec room over here. Just put them all in the same room. And then every time your colonists will sit down to eat, they will also get like a recreation bonus and vice versa. So there's little tweaks and things like that you can do in RimWorld. But, oh, you know, here's another thing. I'll show this off. This is one of the things, like I didn't learn this until, I don't know, like a year or 2 after starting the game. But if you go to your quests down here, you'll see reward preferences. We'll set this right now. So typically when you get a quest, it'll offer you like 3 different rewards. 2 of them will be like treasure, like a sword or a piece of armor maybe. And then the third one will be like honor, you know. And the honor is usually pretty disappointing, or less, even worse than that, is faction goodwill, right? Well, you can turn that off so that you'll get 3 options for treasure instead of goodwill and honor. And you do that by coming to your quest reward preferences and turning these off. That way they will not offer goodwill. They will just offer material rewards. Same with the Empire. You can actually turn it off so that they never offer you honor at all. If you're like, I don't care about royalty, I don't want a pawn to make, become royal, just turn this off and they'll give you nothing but treasure as rewards. And again, this is like just one of those little buttons that like you just never see hidden away down here at the bottom of your quest panel. But it's pretty helpful. It can make a difference if you're a big quester. You like doing quests a lot. Which I do. I try and accomplish as many quests as I can in a playthrough, but some of them get to be a little ridiculous as you go, like get higher and higher in your wealth. They'll want you to make, like, for instance, the structure quest that they want you to like build a large monument. Some of the freaking things can be like 1/8 of the map just in size. It's ridiculous, the size of those constructions they ask you to make. But all right, here we go. Time to butcher up the creepy sight stealer. I'm going to turn that into some strange meat. Okay. So one thing I think we should do to speed up our pemmican production is we're going to harvest some berries. So I'm just going to drag this across here. Very good. All right, that's actually kind of a lot. Let's see. You plan on making any ghouls? Sure, for sure. We certainly can. We just got to get that research going. Yeah, ghouls are something I didn't really mess with in my first Anomaly playthrough. So, yeah, definitely something we can do. I'm looking at it like this. Anything that will help us survive, I'm open to it, Nothing is off limits in this colony here. Nothing at all, except granulin trees. We won't be doing any of those. I'm sorry. I don't like those. I mean, I'm sure they're fun, and I don't know. There are some mods that definitely improve them. But I don't know. That was one of those things I mentioned when Ideology first came out. I was like, I don't know about this DLC. And the granulin trees were a part of that. I was like, what is this? Silliness. But it's all right. It's all good. They're a creative bunch over there at Ludeon Studios. I'll tell you that. They come up with some wild ideas. And I love it. All right. So what are we missing in our colony? We got recreation. We got crappy beds here. That might be what we should think about, getting some beds going. Also, the stockpile is laughably small. I gotta prioritize some of this stuff here. Okay, come over here, Yuki. You're the one who should be cutting, not Kroko. This dude is totally inept. So I think what we'll do... We'll knock out this wall right here, and we'll make this whole thing storage. We'll worry about containing anomalies in a different area. I'm going to get the electric tailoring bench. The good thing about the electric bench is even if you don't have power, your colonists can still use it. It just functions a little slower, just like the wooden hand tailoring bench would, but... We are going to get electricity up and running here soon. I'm going to start forcing them to do some work here, because they're going real freaking slow at it. Okay. Kimmy, I want you to stand there for a second. Yuki is feeding the dog for some reason. What's wrong with the dog? Oh, we got in a fight with the Genex. Let's see. What kind of flooring do you prefer to put in? Wood floors, tiles, none at all. Typically, I'm sorry, I missed your other question there. Don't like dryads. Yeah, no, I don't see much point in the dryads. I've had playthroughs with dryads before, and I've tried the granulin trees. I don't know. I don't see. They're not that great, in my opinion. But anyway, to answer your other question, the flooring I usually don't floor until like mid-game. And I know some viewers don't like that. Some people always ask me, why do you just run with dirt floors? But typically I don't floor. And the reason for that is because it creates wealth. If we were playing on the hardest difficulty, losing is fun, 500% scale. Of course, for anybody who's unaware, raids in this game, the strength of the raids you get are not determined by the time in your colony. It's determined by the wealth in your colony right here. So if you can manage to keep this wealth number low, then you won't get hit with as hard of raids, essentially. Now, you can change that in the options so that the raids scale by time and not wealth, but that's a whole different thing. So essentially, putting floors in, if I were to take these marble stones and lay out really nice floors in here, that would increase the wealth. You know what I'm saying? So I avoid it on the higher difficulties until mid to late game. There is a certain point when you reach like, I don't know, 100K, 100,000 colony wealth. At that point, the raids are maxed out in strength. And you're not really going to be able to do much by, managing wealth at that point. So that's when I'll start laying in floors and decorating the colony and stuff. But I typically try, and it's just a habit. So even when I play on like a lower level difficulty like Blood and Dust, I typically just don't put in floors because it's kind of a habit. Just make your floors out of gold. Yeah, who cares, right? That won't help. That won't hurt the wealth. Not a bit, not a bit. So I'm going to move this to there. There we go. There we go. Yeah, RimWorld is one of those games where there's so many different things you can do in it. Tons of stuff to learn. And I mean, I still learn things. Every series I do, I'm learning something new about the game. So yeah, I don't mind answering questions. It's part of the fun, part of the fun. Because I got my own questions, like why didn't he just deconstruct this wall instead of removing the piece? That makes no sense to me, sir. Put that down. All right, let's see. We got our kitchen up. We really need some pemmican going. Important. Okay, so we're going to put all the meat and the veg in here. And under raw resources, I'm going to also put psychoid leaves. Because eventually, we'll research brewing. Yeah, that's what we're working on now here. If you build a roof over that table and chairs, will it stop them deteriorating outdoors? That's a good question. So, constructed furniture does not just deteriorate without a roof. So you can see this has 20 of 20 durability. This number will not decrease simply because it's outside. But I know what you're referring to. Certain things like this or the food, their durability would wear away if it wasn't inside of a roofed and walled structure. Furniture's not like that. Pre-built furniture. And just as a side note too, if I were to uninstall this stool, for instance, and leave it sitting outside, it wouldn't degrade either. It's only a select few perishable items like foods and certain things that will deteriorate outside. Now, I would put a roof over this if I wanted them to avoid getting wet. So if it starts to rain and I wanted to have a nice little outdoor pavilion, I would probably put a roof over it, because if they're sitting out in the rain, they will get a little mood debuff from being wet, essentially. So that is one reason why I would put a roof over it, but otherwise, no need to, really. Let's see. Now, he's working without light. Let's get him a little light. It's good to see he's finally making pemmican, though. I see. Thank you. This stream is educational and enjoyable. Well, thanks, buddy. Appreciate that, Peter. Trying to learn as much as I can before I play, for sure, dude. I totally get it. Totally. Like I said, feel free. Ask any questions. Another question, too, and I'll just bring this up ahead of time, because this is one people always ask. Why not put chairs down? Chairs at production stations, and when you build them, it actually shows you where the little chair goes. That's just for your sake, for, you know, building. But you will see a lot of people play with chairs set up here, and I think a lot of folks are under the misapprehension that putting a chair will increase the efficiency of a production station, which it does not. Only thing that putting a chair here does is increases the pawn's comfort. So you can see they've got a comfort meter, which is pretty empty. Maybe I should put some chairs in there. But it does not increase the production speed, just their comfort level. And again, the reason why you might not put chairs is just to prevent, you know, excess wealth. But I can see that our people are pretty uncomfortable. Yeah, their comfort levels are pretty low. Of course, there's other ways of dealing with that. Have nice beds, have nice rooms or barracks or whatever. All right, let's go. Speed it up, folks. Let's see. So what's Yuki off doing? Okay, she's working in the garden. Beautiful. This is how it is. When you get your colony set up right, it works on its own. It's like a well-oiled machine. They just stand around all day and sleep in the dirt. My comfort would be low too. Oh, I know. The reality of the situation is not great. It's not great. And they've already had one weird like anomaly attack the colony. So they're already like operating under the knowledge that there's some weird supernatural stuff going on, you know? They don't know what, but it's going to hit us. Oh yeah. The anomaly content is in full strength here, guys. So let's get a little light going. Now, Peter, as a new player, here's another tip. Something that we're going to want to do is replace all this wood wall with rock or metal. I would just say stone. Go with stone eventually, because this could burn down, you know. Being made out of wood, if we get like a random fire out here that we can't stop, our entire place could basically be burnt to the ground right now. So as soon as we get enough stone saved up, we are going to switch this out. We're going to change the wood to stone, certainly. Maybe we'll keep some of the interior walls because they won't be exposed, but that's a very important upgrade we're going to have to make here soon. So also, I'm tired of looking at this bench here. Okay. Now, let's see. We need to hunt some more animals. And it's not so much for the meat as it is for the textiles. Let's see here. Tell you what, here's a nice little trick we can do. If we look at our wildlife tab, what I'm going to look for are any animals which are partially injured. Let's say, I believe you can, but the colonists usually don't like eating humans. Can you use human meat as an ingredient in pemmican? Yeah, that's right. Crypto's correct. I will tell you this, though. You can use human meat in every recipe for cooking, whether it's pemmican, stew, no matter what it is, but they're always turned off by default. So that means if you do want to use human meat, for instance, you can see I've got my bill set up for pemmican here. If I go in and look at the meat and I open up all the different kinds of meat, you can see all of these are checked except for human meat and insect meat. By default, these two are always unchecked. So I would need to literally turn that on for him to use the human meat and pemmican. And that's true even if you're working in a cannibal colony. If you got cannibal memes, the benches don't recognize your ideology, so you do need to go in there and change that. I'm pretty sure that's true with with kibble too. So, like for instance, like you suggested earlier, if I want to use the kibble, or if I want to use the human meat in kibble, no, actually, human meat is pre-selected and ready to go for kibble, so we're set. Yep, we're fine. In fact, you know what I will do? I'm going to turn off all meat except human and insect meat. We don't have any insect meat yet, obviously, but we will at some point. So there we go. So now for our kibble, or the animal food, we will only use human meat. And at some point I might change that once we get a better supply and stuff, but that kind of helps. Is stone tougher than steel in this game, and is it worth double thick walls? Yes and yes. Yes and yes. Every type of material has its own hit points. You can see wooden walls have 195. This slate has 390. Granite, but in the vanilla game, granite is the densest or the most HP of any stone type. Steel's actually pretty weak, believe it or not. In this game, steel's kind of weird. Vanilla, in the vanilla base game without any mods, steel walls will actually burn. So if you're playing, like I say, without certain kinds of mods, then you cannot have steel on the outside because it will burn just like wood. Now, I am currently playing with a mod which does not allow that. Literally, the name of the mod is Steel Doesn't Burn, and that's all it does. It just changes it so that steel's not flammable. But that's just because I think that's kind of stupid. I know that steel can burn at certain temperatures, but it's not really realistic that a wood fire would melt my entire wall system or whatever. So, but yeah, so steel's good because it does go up really quick, but again, it will burn in the vanilla version. And now, if you're asking about double walls, there's a couple of reasons why you might want to place double walls. For one, if you've got like a front line area, I don't know, let's say this is our front line here between these two lakes. So all the raids are going to come and hit this wall. Then yeah, you would definitely probably want to do like, 2 thickness here. But there's a second reason to do 2 thickness, and that would be if you were trying to set up like a walk-in cooler. Let's say you wanted to set up a room and you put a bunch of temperature units here to keep it really cold so you could literally store like dead animals and food in here and keep it frozen. You would probably want to set up a 2 thick wall to help keep that insulated better. That would be plasteel. What's the strongest in terms of hit points is plasteel. Actually, I don't know about bioferrite. I can tell you uranium's not. Plasteel normally is. I would have to actually set up a bioferrite wall because I'm not sure about that. That's a good question, though. But let's see here. But I will say that bioferrite is something you're going to want to save and not really use for building. I mean, unless you're building like the bioferrite floors, which are used for containment and stuff. But because they're like those rituals that you do in Anomaly now, like the de-aging ritual or the abduction ritual, those all take bioferrite and stuff. So I would probably be saving my bioferrite if I were you and not using it for building. Unless, like I said, it's specifically a containment build. I will tell you, uranium is good for maces, though. If you've got production specialists and you want to make some blunt objects, like mace, make it use uranium for that, for sure. All right, let's go. Speed it up, speed it up. Also, uranium doors are pretty good. I think that, I don't know the hit points of the uranium wall, but it might be like right up there, right below plasteel. All right, so let's speed it up here at night. Let's look at our textiles. We've got, I've actually got 40 Panthera, which means that literally gives us enough for 1 bedroll. There we go. Who should get it? How about Kimmy? We'll give the first bedroll to Kimmy, and it's in a nice stylish black. Look, she's feeding the remains of our last raid to the dog. Isn't that nice? Blunt weapons more effective than stabbing or edge. Blunt weapons are more effective against mechanoids than stabbing or edged weapons. That would be the reason why you would want to go for a blunt weapon, is if you had like a crew, you had a mech cluster drop on you or something, or you just want to be prepared for mechanoid fights. Also, I'll mention mechanoids are completely immune to fire too. So if you have like a flamethrower or incendiary shells for your mortar, completely ineffective against mechanoids. They're immune to fire. Which mechanoid do you think is the most dangerous? The centipede. Other than the bosses and stuff, I would say the most dangerous general one is the centipede. I mean, they can all kill you. I've lost. I mean, what? I literally lost my last colony blue to a pack of Militors. You know, so if they hit you in the right numbers, man, they can all be deadly. But on their own, the centipedes probably centipede blasters. The human centipede? No, not the human centipede. Thankfully, thank God. Is that what they're called? They're centipedes or caterpillars. Now I'm drawing a blank. I think it's centipede. Okay, I've forgotten now, but it doesn't matter. You know which one I'm talking about. The big bulky ones. But I mean, yeah, the scythers are freaking lethal as all get out, though. It's definitely centipede. Okay, cool. Yeah, if you get caught in melee with 2 or 3 scythers, I mean, your pawn's basically dead. Unless they've got good armor and weapons and stuff. Alright, I'm getting tired of looking at this hole in the wall. Kimmy's literally using it as a door. How about you work on that there, buddy? Croco's just got his own thing going. I set him up and he just does his own thing. He doesn't really listen to me. Just goes about his duties. Crazy as ever. Big fan of the Apocryton. There you go. The Apocryton is a boss. Am I right? Am I right or wrong? It's one of the mech bosses, I think. Or I might be mistaken now. It's been a little while since I went through all the mech playthroughs with my Mechanitors. Very dangerous one. Oh, isn't that the one that has like the targeting beam that will just basically melt structures and stuff? Alright. I could have probably set our house up a little closer to the garden, but that's okay. That's okay. We're doing fine. We're going strong. Colony, it's pretty small, pretty pathetic right now, but that's fine. Let's see, where's Croco? What are you doing, buddy? He's making bulk pemmican. So that means, yeah, we've got stuff out here just laying down. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. So back to the science fiction. Have you ever read anything by China Melville or Melville? I'm not sure how you pronounce his last name. China Melville. He wrote The City and the City. He did a trilogy. What the hell is the name of that trilogy? Can't remember. You have not. He just came out with a new book. It's called The Book of Elsewhere. And believe it or not, swear to God, it's co-authored by Keanu Reeves, dude. And Keanu actually, I listen to the audiobook. That's all I do now these days is listen to audiobooks. Keanu did the prologue. He narrated the prologue for the book. It's actually a really good story. Like it's kind of a Highlander-ish story. It's about this immortal warrior who like lives through the centuries. It's cool. I recommend it. But co-written by Keanu himself, The Book of Elsewhere. Okay, so we're out of wood, aren't we? No, we got wood. What's happening? What's happening, Croco? You play some hoopstone and you forget all your duties. I told you, this guy, he's just on his own, doing his own thing. All right, so let's get this taken out. Put that there. Okay. In terms of furniture, you know what? I don't know why. God, I'm so used to playing with tribals right now, guys. This is wild. We could have had regular beds up for the whole freaking time. And I just, for some reason, I thought I'm sitting there playing a tribal start. Nope, we have complex furniture. We can build beds. Look at that. We know. We have the knowledge. Looks like that book is based on Keanu's comic. Yep, which I have read and own and is awesome. Yeah. I remember seeing it was based on a comic. I didn't know that. So Keanu wrote the comic then. That's interesting. Is that the title? Brzkr's? B-R-Z-R-K-R? Berserker. Yeah, that's what it's... Well, one of the aspects of the Immortal Warrior is that he goes into, like, a berserk rage. Yeah, he's got, like, this blood fugue that he enters. And, like, when it happens, he'll kill anybody around him, whether they're his allies or not. But it's like... And he has no memory of it when it happens and stuff. Really good book. I recommend it. It's Chiny Mielville. If you're not familiar with him, he's definitely on the more difficult end of the spectrum in terms of science fiction, but it's readable. It's definitely readable. Some of his other work is bizarre as hell, though. All right, let's speed it up a little bit here. Still haven't got that tailoring bench. Oh. Wait, we've got components and steel. Poor Croco. He's just so consumed with cooking delicious pemmican. You can't get anything built here. There are 3 volumes in graphic novel form. You should check it out. Right on, right on. I might just. Okay. Oh, links meat rotted. No big deal, no big deal. Yeah, I think I'm going to take that meat out of there. Let's go to storage here. Yeah, no, Peter, I'm not, like I mentioned, I've been reading or listening to audiobooks now for the past few years. Of course, before that, I read all regular books and stuff, but man, oh man, I tell you what, it would be a struggle for me to go back to reading regular books now. I'd be just falling in love with the audiobooks. I almost say I become dependent upon them. Which is funny, because there used to be kind of a negative stigma around listening to audiobooks. But I don't care anymore. I love them. Listen to them when I'm at work or doing the dishes or laundry or something. By the way, how did you come up with the name Hardware Despair? Any significance? Me too, Crypto. You know, when I was creating the channel, I had like 3 or 4 different names that I had come up with. Of course, Hardware Despair was one of them. And there had to have certain criteria. Had to be easy to spell and easy to say. It had to be something that was unique. So I went and I searched on YouTube for all the different names that I had come up with. And if there was another channel by that name, I immediately discarded that option. And basically through that process, I just came up with Hardware Despair. But after the fact, I kind of realized that just as a concept, the idea of being upset with the tools or the hardware that you're using is something that's gone back all the way to the Stone Age. You know, imagine the first person trying to start a fire, a friction fire. They experienced hardware despair at some point, you know, whether their stick broke or their hands got tired or they just couldn't get it to light. But that's kind of where it comes from. Do enjoy audiobooks for certain things, but I still prefer to read a regular book. I like audiobooks for rereading things I did before. That's interesting. Those are good points. Yeah. I can see that. You know, and there are certain books that I really care about, mean something to me on a personal level. I would definitely want to own it, like the physical, probably the hard copy of it. And there are books like that, you know. All right, let's go. Speed it up. Now, in terms of science fiction, you know, I love science fiction, but I'm also a big fantasy fan too. I enjoy R.A. Salvatore. Anybody out there, you guys like the R.A. Salvatore books? Particularly the Drizzt series, Drizzt Do'Urden, the Dark Elf. This dude's over here still eating my packaged survival meals. Bro, there's monster meat right here you could be chowing down on. Or eat some honey. Alright, we're fine. Things are going good here at the colony. We finally figured out we have beds. That's wonderful. Alright, let's speed it up while they sleep. I will change my channel. Nate Software Relation Collaborate. There you go. Software Relation. I like it. It doesn't rhyme, but that's okay. It doesn't have to rhyme. Now, yeah, I remember watching a YouTuber. This was back in the days when I used to play that card game from Hearthstone. And I would watch other YouTubers playing. And I can't remember the name of the guy who played. Oh, crap. I might if I was given enough time. But he was like reading questions from some of his chat or something like that. And one of the people left a question that like had a really hard name to read. Like the chatter just had a really odd name. And I remember him at the time trying to read it and getting frustrated. And this all took place in the span of like 2 or 3 seconds. But he reads it, gets frustrated, and is like, "You have a hard to pronounce name. Nobody will ever remember it." And then he just moved on. And for whatever reason, that comment stuck with me. And I realized that if you want to have a handle online or a name of a channel or something, it needs to be easy to say, easy to pronounce, if you want it to stick in people's minds, or if you want them to even just pay attention to it, There's nothing wrong with getting creative and elaborate in certain ways, but if you're trying to create a name for a channel, then it needs to be, like I said, easy to remember. Big fan of fantasy works, especially Warhammer fantasy, Tolkien, of course, and a lot of older fantasy from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. Yeah, for sure. I mentioned on my last stream, bro. Wait a second. What? Oh, we're out of wood. Yeah, I mentioned on the last stream that I'm not much of a Warhammer 40k player. I've never, in fact, played the tabletop game. I've seen it played, but I actually do like the world, the lore, and I've read a couple of the novels. I never really got into the Horus Heresy, but there's a few select novels. The Inquisitor Einhorn, I've read a couple of his books in his series. Really like the lore and the world of 40k. It's freaking awesome. But, I mean, it's such a big world. Check out L. Sprague de Camp and Keith Larner. Their works are great. Are they in the 40k world? I'm not familiar. Are those authors 40? Or are they just general fantasy authors? Because I know, like, for instance, R.A. Salvatore, who I mentioned, he's done work for science fiction. In fact, he wrote one of the old Star Wars books. This was now the books that are no longer considered canon, unfortunately. But the sci-fi and fantasy, gotcha. All right, let's speed it up a little bit here. Okay, chairs are going in. Wood is coming. Okay, we definitely need to get more textiles. Now it's not for beds, though. It's just for backpacks. And by the way, the backpacks come from the Vanilla Expanded Accessories mod, which I mentioned I don't play with a lot of Vanilla Expanded stuff, but that is one of the mods of theirs that I always play with. Oops. It adds backpacks and battle banners, wooden armor, stone masks for tribals. Yeah, it adds a bunch of cool, just like accessory pieces that I really like. And the backpacks are amazing. They increase the carry capacity. Let's see. Warhammer 40k and Fantasy is mainly the Eisenhorn books you talk about are written by Dan Abnett, who is amazing. I've met him. Wow. He's the best Warhammer author and has done so much. Yeah, those books are good. Like I had learned a little bit of that character beforehand. That's why I picked up those books specifically, but they're very well written. I can highly recommend Renegade Star series for audiobook. The narrator is above great. Renegade Star. Who's the author of that one, Crypto? It sounds somewhat familiar, but I can't place the author. Renegade Star. It's not Alistair Reynolds. Oh boy, don't get me started on Star Wars. It was my first love, and I'm still mourning its loss. I own everything from the expanded universe. Not a fan of... Man, bro, Peter, you just said exactly the way I feel. Listen to a snippet for free. It's amazing. I think that the Yuzhong Vong were one of the best enemies that, whoever came up with that idea that they could have ever done for the Jedi, because they come from a different galaxy where the Force has no presence. So, like, you're fighting, your main weapon as a Jedi is the Force. Now you come up against these enemies from a different galaxy who are completely immune to the Force, whether it's physically, you can't control their mental state. That is just a perfect enemy for those freaking Jedi. And for whatever reason, Disney just is like, no, none of that's canon. I hate that, dude. Jaina and Jason Solo are such awesome characters. Like Jason falls to the dark side, and Jaina is the sword of the Jedi. Why didn't they just go with those, man? God damn it. Such a missed opportunity. So many great stories in those books. I wrote volumes of Star Wars fanfic back in the day about the Yuzhong Vong War. Hell yeah, dude. I can see why, man. That Star Wars world, the Yuzhong Vong and the, what is it called nowadays? The extended universe. That's the real Star Wars stories right there. Not the shit that Disney comes up with. That's just commercialized corporate garbage. You won't be able to change my mind on that. I really like this new Anomaly soundtrack. Yeah, the music is good in RimWorld. I almost never play with it on. I always, when I do my edited Let's Plays, I turn the music off and then I overlay it in the editing process so it's not all chopped up with the edits and stuff. So it's weird for me to hear the music while I'm playing. Yeah, it is. That's the real Star Wars. I'm with you, Peter. 100%. Feral Child walks in. Hello, Teet. Hello, Teet. Kyle Katram will always live in my heart. Now, was he the one that had like the extendable lightsaber, Peter? I remember there was one dude who had a lightsaber that could like go from the normal, what, like 3 or 4 foot length, and it could, he was the, oh, that was Corin Horn. Okay. What was Kyle Katram's? What was, I don't remember him then. Dual phase lightsaber. Dual phase lightsaber. Wait, let me look at this little boy. Teet, Iron Willed. Preteen Wildman Pigkin. This is actually a pretty decent little 10-year-old here. I mean, I would set this kid to be tamed. There's a 10% chance he's gonna fail though. Damn. Yeah, to be honest, I'm not going to worry about that. It would be too much manpower to try and walk over there. It would basically take Kimmy or whoever's in charge of animals, Yuki, half the day just to walk over there and try and tame that little piglet. I could duck Star Wars EU all day. No, it's all right, Peter. Don't worry about it, man. I could too. Kyle Katam was mainly from the games, Jedi Outcast, Jedi Academy, and Dark Forces games in the 90s. He was in the NJO books in the Legacy area. Gotcha. Yeah, so many great stories. It's almost, you know what it reminds me of? Lord of the Rings and the fucking Amazon show they've got right now. I understand too there's copyright issues with Lord of the Rings and like they only have access to certain stories like within the Second Age or whatever, but I mean, you go through the Silmarillion, there are stories of like, what's the name of the male, the human male, and the elf princess? It's like Bjorn, and I can't remember it, but their story, it's similar to Aragon and the she-elf, but different. But there's just so much good stuff they could have used from the Silmarillion. And it didn't have to be like word for word. They could have built on it. But they come up with the Baron and Luthien. Thank you, Peter. Yep, Baron and Luthien. That's the two. Because that's literally about a Silmaril. Like, that involves the main crux of the whole world. Alright, let's see. Refuse to watch that. I know. I watched the first, 3 episodes of season 1. I was like, I'm done. Yeah, it's bullshit. Best Star Wars game I played was Knights of the Old Republic. That's right. You know, I actually had a ton of fun with the MMO, the Old Republic MMO, but it did fall off a cliff after a while. All right, big choice here, fellas. What do we go for next? I think batteries is probably the smart option. So we've got Psychoid Brewing going, which means now it's time to set up a new bill at our cooking station. And it's for tea. Did I already pass it? There it is. Psychite Tea times 4. Let's see, that show doesn't have the rights to the Silmarillion. They have the rights to the appendices only, but I believe they screwed it all up. That's what it is. Yep. Yeah, it's really stupid. I don't understand. Well, I do understand. It's a money making. That's all they care about is making money. They're not there to like whatever. They're just there to make money. All right, so let's go for do until. Let's just stick with a stack of 50. And when we get to 25, they will work on that. And they will just drop it right on the floor. Good to go. All right, let's see. I'm off to bed, guys. Right on, Crypto. Good to see you. Behave yourself since there's no mod. Right on, Crypto. Appreciate you, my friend. Thanks for coming by the stream, buddy. Amazon, Disney, Warner Brothers can all go right to hell. I'm with you. I'm with you, Peter. Yeah, Crypto. Have a good night, buddy. I'll see you later. Doing some more Cataclysm. Well, I'm not sure what I'm doing tomorrow. We might stream again tomorrow for sure, but I'm not sure. I might do RimWorld again. Probably Cataclysm, though. But we'll see. But I'm definitely going to be doing more RimWorld streams going forward. We're going to keep this colony alive as long as we can. And for anybody who's curious, I am posting my live streaming schedule now to my community page. So I'm going to actually link that right now for you guys in chat. Pull that up real quick. And I'm going to do this each week as we go forward. I'll post my live streaming schedule. It's community. All right, there we go. Pin it. All right, let's see. I'd watch Paint Dry with you, my friend. Oh, what a sweetheart. I'll be here most likely. Thanks, Crypto. That's nice of you, my friend. Since your name is Hardware, you should check out Richard Stanley's sci-fi movie in the 1990s called Hardware. One of my favorite sci-fi horror films. I've not heard of that one before. No, I don't think I know of Hardware. Interesting. I'll have to check that out, possibly. We'll see. I don't watch a lot of movies and TV. Like I mentioned Fallout earlier. That's probably the first TV show I've actually gotten into in a couple years. Oh, check out Renegade Star. Okay. Is that a book or TV, Crypto? No, unfortunately, when I'm like in my downtime, mostly what I just sit around and watch are YouTube videos. Like I watch otter videos. I watch a lot of stuff. Oh, of course, Red Letter Media. I love those guys. Tons of stuff. I watch a lot of news. I do watch a lot of politics. Audiobook. Okay. Renegade Star. Now, wait, is that Alistair Reynolds? I'm a huge Alistair Reynolds fan. Renegade Star. I've read almost all of his stuff. No, I don't think Renegade Star is one of them, though. Yeah. Let's get it sped up. Where's Kuroko? Okay, what are we working on? Got a battery. How's our metal coming? We're going to need a little bit more steel if we want to build some power. So instead of digging into the hills, which takes time, and the fact that we don't have any good miners, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to grab one of these walls that's made of steel. This one, steel wall. And then I'm going to select similar. And then I'm going to drag it across all of this so it only selects the steel walls, not the granite ones. And then I'm going to deconstruct those. So now our people will come over here and we'll get like 2 to 5 steel out of each one of these, roughly, maybe a little bit more, but just a good thing. Okay, let's see, audiobook or elsewhere. No, Cheney, I believe. Okay, Jay and Cheney, gotcha. Check out Gene Wolfe's book. I've read Gene Wolfe's The New Sun series. Yep, I'm aware of that one. That's talking about difficult books. Yeah. Wait, what's the first one in that series called? It's The Executioner's Apprentice or something like that. I think that's... Yeah, I've read the Gene Wolfe. I'm trying to remember what the first book is called. It's about an executioner, though, right? Like a young executioner. That's a tough book. You know who probably, Peter, my favorite science fiction author of all, The Shadow of the Torture, that's it. Yeah, is my favorite author is Ian M. Banks. Have you ever heard of Ian M. Banks? Heck yeah, what's going on, Severhead? Welcome to the live stream. Yes, you did, my friend. We're playing some RimWorld today. Heck yeah, glad to see you here. Of course, just starting off the colony. We're doing a little bit of an Anomaly playthrough with a bunch of mods and stuff. If anybody's interested, the mod list that I'm using is down in the description for this. There's a bunch of them. We got some high-tech stuff. We got some magic stuff. Bunch of quality of life mods. I've heard of them, but not read the book. I would recommend the book called The Player of Games. The Player of Games. Ian M. Banks is dead now, unfortunately died of cancer. But he wrote fiction and science fiction. So if you see his name, Ian Banks, that's his fiction books. Ian M, with the middle initial M, those are science fiction books. And he wrote science fiction in a series called the Culture series. So it takes place hundreds of thousands of years in the future. And there's many different alien species, but the central focus is on the culture, which is kind of this monolithic civilization. It has humans, non-humans. There's even like sentient ships. So spaceships that are AI controlled with sentience, they're part of the culture. Philip K. Dick, Heinlein, the Bolo series, right on, right on. Heck yeah, we're having a little science fiction fantasy discussion up in here, and I love it. I love it. But one last thing I'll mention about the Culture books is the series is not like it's not like a one long continuous story. Each novel takes place in the Culture universe, but it's like a different set of characters, and it's in a different place, a different planet. Some of them are about humans. Some of them are about the ships themselves. They do have some loose connections. There are certain characters you'll kind of see coming in and out of the different books, but heck yeah, nerd out with, yeah, buddy. Mine is between Bolo series is great. Mentioned before, Keith Larmer, right on. Culture series, so worth it. Yeah, I love, not a lot of people have heard of Ian M. Banks, but he's my favorite science fiction author, undoubtedly. I see that there are 10 novels in that series, but I can pick up on any and not be lost. I would recommend The Player of Games for the first one. It gives you kind of a look, like it just gives you a better introduction. And it's not in order. The first one is a different book, but I wouldn't recommend that as your first read. I would go Player of Games. If you like that, then pick up any of the others. Yeah, you can just pick them up in any order. It doesn't matter. Matter is a great one. Use of Weapons is great. In fact, Use of Weapons is probably considered the best book in that series, but that's more of he wrote that in a very experimental way. Like chapters kind of run backwards. It's weird. I'm not going to go into the explanation for it, but he's not the easiest author to read, you know. It takes a little time and investment, but those are often, I think, the books that are the most rewarding. He would definitely be categorized as hard science fiction. Where are you going, Yuki? Okay. Over here taking out the walls. Hey, look, we just found the anima tree. Hello. So we're going to micromanage this a little bit because these pawns have a tendency to come over here and deconstruct one thing and then like turn around and walk away. I've read it all. Lovecraft, I can handle anything after that. You've read all Lovecraft, I can handle anything after that. Yeah. Yeah, no kid. The Postline Wars and the Kisnet series, the Cat People. Interesting. Wait, so that's from the ones you guys were talking about, the Bolo series? I've not heard of that before. Oh gosh, what is the name? What is her name with the psychic bond to the cats? I'm not sure about that one, guys. Okay, here goes. Yuki's working. Where's Kroko? He's relaxing socially. It's a hard science fiction series. What's the name of it? The Bolo series? Is that the one you guys are talking about? Bolo series is great. Before by Keith Larmer. I've not heard of that one. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. I'm always looking for good science fiction, especially a long series. There's nothing worse than finding a great like science fiction book or story and it's just like a one-off, you know, there's like it's just that one. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are great books that are standalones like that, but you know, I'll say this, the very first, well, it wasn't the first science fiction book, but the book that really got me into the science fiction genre was Arthur C. Clarke's Rama. Have you guys read Rama? Dark Tower series was incredible. Yeah, my brother was a huge Dark Tower fan. Big time, big time. I've read them too. The movie's weird. I don't know how I feel about the movie. What do you guys think of the movie? Very different than the books. Maintains some of the themes, but I don't know. Idris Elba's great. Okay. Good job, Yuki, man. She's getting us all taken down. I love this. Let's see. Don't like the movie at all. The Kizin was one series. The Rendezvous with Rama. Yeah, I'm sorry. Rendezvous with Rama. That's right. Yeah, it's not Rama. Rendezvous with Rama. Berserker ships were another. Now, earlier, Peter, you asked about using the monuments to beautify a room. This is definitely one we could use right here. This big boy gives 30 beauty, which compared to the sculptures that our colonists can make isn't that much, but it is better than anything we can come up with at the moment. So look at that. Just by deconstructing those walls, we got 167 steel. And it was pretty quick. Took less than a half a day in game time. Let's see, Berserker with you did read that one. There's steles, those are cool, but take up a lot of space. Exactly, Peter. Yep. Honor Harrington is right up your alley. You know, the Honor Harrington series is one I've looked at before, but I've never picked it up for whatever reason. I mean, that's a long that one's got like dozens of books in it, right, Sever? Dozens and dozens. I did read Rama and liked it. It was a long time ago. Yeah, same here. That was, like I said, that was the first one that like I think it was the mystery of it and just like that unknown aspect of the aliens. It made me want to read more science fiction. After reading that, I was like, oh my God, I got to read more stuff about mysteries, aliens, and crap. It's hard science fiction with telepathic cats. Oh, the Honor Harrington. Right. Yep. Okay. Yeah. I've seen it on Audible. I know that they've got them all there. Of course, we kind of started our discussion today on science fiction because of Discworld and Terry Pratchett, didn't we? Because I named the seed here Discworld. More science fiction horror, like unsettling, really freaky. You know, I recently recommended a space opera to one of my Patreons. It's Peter Hamilton. It's called Pandora's Star, which is why you love Lovecraft so much. Yeah, no kidding. There's a couple of scenes in Pandora's Star, which I would definitely describe as science fiction horror, although it's a space opera and the book itself is like 40 hours long. So a lot of it is not space horror. Pandora's Star, yes, dude. And of course the sequel to it, Judas Unchained. Amazing books. I recommend anybody who ever asks, I want a good science fiction where there's like aliens are prominently featured, but it's also long. I always recommend that one. Peter Hamilton is who wrote that. He's got a lot of other stuff out. He's a very good writer, but in my opinion, those are his two best books. And I won't spoil anything, but the aliens in that he takes a perspective from the aliens. There'll be chapters from the human's perspective and then chapters from the perspective of the alien. And those are some of the most well-written alien perspectives I've seen or heard in books, you know, where like they're looking at humans, trying to figure them out. What are these things? What do we do? It's really, really well done. Along with Evelyn, he has a strong name. He has a strong name. Yes, he does, Peter. Yes, he does. Among the Stars was a high point of my childhood. along with the evolutionary wars. Right on. Hell yeah. It's always good to talk to some other literary folks, no doubt about it. Unfortunately, the stream hasn't been too much about RimWorld today, but that's okay. In these early stages of the colony, there's not much going on, really. But we're still having fun. And that's what RimWorld's all about, is making the science fiction come alive in your own mind, you know? At first, when I started playing RimWorld, I was a little put off by the fact that there's not a lot of lore. Like, what is a rim world? What's a glitter world? You know, who lives on these worlds? Who's the emperor? How big is the? And at first, I was like, well, I want all of this fleshed out. But then, as I played, I realized that's part of the storyteller generating aspect. Is to, you know, more is said by saying less, in a way. You know what I'm saying? The lore is here, but hidden. Exactly. Yeah, I'm so excited to talk about all the science fiction. Hell yeah, dude. Picture glitter worlds like Coruscant. Okay, for sure. Like the good parts of Coruscant, not like the seedy underbelly. But yeah, no, I get you 100%. Where they've got like medical robots and basically any illness you have can be just cured like that. For sure. And then rim worlds would be like the outer ring worlds in Star Wars. I mean, yeah, that's where droids can fix the issue for you, any issue. Exactly. And that's what I love about RimWorld 2, because with the right mods, in fact, I've got a mod installed right now. We don't have the technology for it, but it's basically a med pod. So you can just put your people in it and they'll be healed up. So you could literally build a glitter world. You know what I'm saying? A glitter world style colony. I love it. There's a pretty good mod called Glitter World. I like it a lot, but it adds some pretty hefty stuff. Rim worlds are like Firefly for you. Okay, so like the worlds in Firefly. Yes, we're doing. Yep. I watched the Firefly series. It's been many years, but I assume that's what you're talking about, the Firefly show. You can get paramedic mechanoids in this game that can heal your pawns. Yep. That's true. That is true, my friend. You can also get serums that will literally resurrect the dead. So there's nothing out of the realms of possibility here in RimWorld. Yeah, where they're still moving cattle and rations to the world. Yeah, exactly. Now, what was I going to say? Oh. Another one of the mods that I've got installed is Altered Carbon right now. Are you guys familiar with the Altered Carbon books? Can they be rezzed if they lose their head? Yes, Peter. They can be rezzed if their bodies have gone rotten and they're just a skeleton. They can still be rezzed. They're more likely to have what's called resurrection sickness. So if you preserve the corpse and put it in the freezer and it's still in good shape, they'll most likely be able to bounce back from the resurrection quicker than if you were to like resurrect a rotten corpse with no head. I saw the TV show like the first season, sever head. So as long as they don't break the CD in the spine. Right. Also known as a stack. Yeah. So the Altered Carbon is a mod set in RimWorld, and it's installed, and it adds exactly what is in the show and in the book series. By the way, the book series is better than the show. If you haven't read those books, pick them up, by Richard K. Morgan. I couldn't remember the name for a stack. Yep, and they call the bodies sleeves. Yeah, the book is the trilogy is way better. Because the second book like brings aliens and stuff into it, and they go on like a little exploration on this alien starship or starbase or something like that. It's really cool. But the Altered Carbon mods basically add it so you can install cortical stacks into your pawns, and then with the right technology you can grow cloned bodies, and if one of your pawns dies, you extract the stack, put it into a cloned body, and then it carries over the entire personality and skill set of your pawn. So you can essentially have immortal pawns as long as you've got the bodies for them and stuff. Let's see. So you can take a stack out of a pawn in RimWorld, put another body chain. Exactly right. Yep. 100%. And you can save the stack, so it's not something you have to do right away. Like I think No, I was going to say maybe one of those raiders had a stack, but no, it doesn't appear so. I know, it's crazy. It's a cool mod, and I included it's definitely like an end game mod, because you're going to need tons of resources to be able to just build the machines that do all that stuff, but it's cool. I like having those high-tech, like, end game mods installed, even if I never actually get to them in the playthrough. It's just knowing that they're out there, you know, something to shoot for is fun. But there's a few like that. The vanilla genetics expanded, which allows us to crossbreed different animal types and make mutant animals, which is really a lot of fun too. We'll get into that at some point with the series. Oh boy, well, I tell you what, guys, we just crossed the 3 hour mark. My voice is starting to get a little hoarse here. So I think I'm going to call the stream for now. But like I said, I will be doing more streams in the coming days. Of course, check that link in the chat there. That's going to have the link to all my upcoming streams and stuff, not just for this week, but each week I'm going to post over there. So check that out, guys. Yep, it's been really great talking to you guys. Enjoyed it very much hanging out with you. I hope you'll make it for the next stream or two. I appreciate and I love all you guys, and I will see you on the next one.